guys hear it, because I don't never mind hear it. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone is doing great on this lovely Sunday. We are back with another podcast, the Originals _ Sports Podcast. Before I get started, we are on Apple. Okay, we are on Apple. We have an Apple Podcast. We got a sorry, my brain's already fried already. Spotify. We're on Spotify, and we have a YouTube channel. We also have an Instagram where I post all the lovely shorts to give y'all a little bit of the taste of what we discuss. So if you guys want to like, comment, and subscribe, please do that. Help the channel grow. We're getting some traction with the shorts. I noticed we're getting a lot of traction actually, which is surprising, but it's really good so far considering we only started like 3 weeks ago. So we're already getting a little bit of traction there. I'm your humble host, Big Mike. To my bottom is Smooth, our other host, and our other contributor from last week, the celebrity NFL girl, aka we call her NFL girl. That's her nickname, but she goes by Alice Mitchell. Thank you for joining us again.
I'm here.
She's here. She's happy. She's kind of happy. We'll go into the reasons why she's sort of kind of happy, but that's neither here. But we're gonna get into that for sure, because I want to. Anytime I get a chance to rib into her, I'm all for it. So, but that's neither here nor there. So a lot happened. NFL free agency came and went with a flurry. A lot of moves, obviously. We're going to discuss that. So we can get into that right now. So I guess I'll pose the question to you, Smooth. What moves did you, I guess in terms of free agency, what did you like? What did you not like? What teams do you feel won free agency? What teams did you feel you were scratching your head? What's your take overall on the NFL free agency that came and went this past week?
Well, man, first I'll say that I told you that Josh Sweat was leaving, Milton Williams was leaving. So I gave you those predictions. You were against those predictions.
I did. Well, Josh Sweat, I went against. I believed and felt that Josh Sweat's a state an Eagle. But hey, the Cardinals gave him all the bag. So hey, take your money. Congratulations to Josh Sweat for getting the money.
Yeah, Milton Williams got $26 million a year. So that's
And he went to the Patriots. Was it the Patriots or the Panthers?
Patriots, $26 million. Okay. I mean, I was surprised that the Eagles didn't sign Mekhi Becton, and he went to the Chargers. Surprised at that. Was surprised that Gardner got traded as well. So those things were shockers to me. You know, Gardner wasn't making that much money, like $10 million a year. But then after that, they went after the safety for the actual Kansas City Chiefs. It was going to offer him more money. So I think that must have been a locker room situation. The Vic Fangio, he wasn't really adjusting to the scheme, and he actually went against the scheme because a lot of times he was out of place, out of position from where Vic Fangio, and he freestyled a lot. So I think it has something to do with that. But once again, I think it's a cost-saving move for the Eagles because they traded Gardner to Houston and got Green, a first-round draft pick that came from Alabama. So they just trying to get cheaper and saved a lot of money. And I just think that some of these teams had money to spend, like the Commanders. They spent wisely, but they still didn't actually solve the issue they was having last year to get somebody that can stop the run. All the moves were great moves, but you still don't have nobody to plug the middle up, which was really hindering you the year before. You know, we talked about the Debo move last week, which is he's a gadget player, so hopefully they'll figure something else on that end. But I think they got a lineman that's going to help. But as far as defense, sure, you grab some pieces, but what are you going to do against one of your biggest weaknesses, which is stopping the run?
I guess you're hoping that I guess Payne is still there, correct? They're the first round pick, Payne. I can't remember his first name. Daron Payne.
I think he left.
Oh wow! Okay. I know Jonathan Allen went to the Vikings. I know that.
So they may still have Payne, but
I hope that they better have Payne because I know they have Newton. They drafted last year, who's a rookie. He was decent, but yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and then I'm confused with, I understand that Geno Smith wanted more money, and that's why they traded him over to the Raiders. But then you come right back around and you sign Sam Darnold for 35 or whatever you signed him for. What are you solving here? You saw what Sam Darnold was in the playoffs last year, right? He had a great regular season, and he dropped the ball the regular season game when he could have been number one seed. Then he dropped the ball again in the playoffs. So that's the same thing that Geno Smith was doing for you guys. So what are you gaining? I'm confused. And then you turn around and you give Cooper Kupp $15 million a year when Cooper Kupp only played about 8 or 9 games last year. So you trade DK Metcalf to sign Cooper Kupp for $15 million a year. not really understanding where they're going at with that. That's confusing. I'm not sure exactly what their game plan is. Then also, while all these teams, the Giants and the Pittsburgh Steelers, waiting on Aaron Rodgers.
So are the Vikings. The Vikings
and the
are waiting
Vikings
on
as
him
well.
too.
Yeah.
Why? What did he do last year that shows you that he can come into an organization and lead you to victory?
I suppose desperation because they need a quarterback. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm happy for Justin Fields. You know, Pittsburgh screwed you and started Russell Wilson after you started the first 6 games. Now you have an opportunity to go to the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
They believe in you. They gave you a 2-year, I think it's 2-year, $40 million. So he's getting $20 million.
Yeah, it's 2 year 40. Yeah,
it's low for a starting quarterback, but you have an opportunity because you're young to prove yourself. So I'm happy he got that. I mean, I'm still trying to understand what your Tennessee Titans are going to do at number 1, right?
Don't ask me.
Are y'all gonna try to trade the pick or get a veteran quarterback? Because I haven't seen y'all pick up anybody.
Are you asking me what I think we're gonna do? Like, you're asking me honestly?
So do you want to know the rumors or do you want to be surprised?
No, you can tell me the rumors now. I'd rather know than be surprised.
Are you sure? Because you're not going to be happy when I tell you the rumors.
I'm already not happy, so it's fine. You can just lay it on me.
You're going to draft another QB. You're going to draft Cam Ward.
That makes sense. I figured they were going to.
Oh, absolutely. You know, because they already have Will Levis. They already have Malik Willis. Why not draft another QB?
And ultimately, I don't know if teams are like in love with these quarterbacks enough to trade up to. I think there's that piece too. Right. Like, I don't think teams are like, oh my God, I really love Cam Ward, or I really love Shador.
Yeah, I don't know that there's anybody that's quarterback desperate to the point of, like you said, moving up. The ones that are already up there, they're, like you said, they'll pursue Shador or Cam Ward
or whoever. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And so, but the idea that the Titans would be drafting another QB, in particular drafting Cam Ward, is mind blowing to me. So
why is it mind blowing? Hold on, explain that.
What do you mean?
Yeah, why?
I don't mean that. I don't mean that in a good way. I absolutely mean like, why on God's green planet would you be drafting another quarterback when that isn't your most pressing need?
I don't disagree.
And you already have the mayonnaise man that want to make commercials instead of looking at the playbook, right?
The mayonnaise man. Is that what you're calling? Is that what we're calling Will Levis, the mayonnaise man?
The mayonnaise man.
Calling him Hellmans? We're just calling him Hellmans now?
The mayonnaise man, right?
Okay.
You drafted Malik Willis, traded him to Green Bay, and he looked like a respectable quarterback in that system. So
he absolutely did.
Bingo.
So now you're the new Detroit Lions. The same way they drafted a whole bunch of receivers, y'all keep drafting quarterbacks, and that's really not a recipe for success at all.
I don't disagree with anything you guys are saying. So
I mean, what is Cam Ward going to do that the mayonnaise guy didn't do? Right. Maybe not trying to ball over as much. Maybe.
I would compare the situation to the situation with the Bears. Remember, the Bears keep doing this. They keep drafting a quarterback and drafting a quarterback. Remember, they had Trubisky. Then they went to Justin Fields. Now they're going to Caleb Williams. You're repeating the same mistakes instead of addressing the actual problems. I have been saying for damn near a decade, their problem is O-line. Address your O-line problems. Some of those other problems go away. In the case with the Titans, address your receiver issues, address your backfield issues. All those other problems will take care of themselves.
In fairness, we did have a receiver and we did have a good running back, and both of those guys are not on the team anymore. So we didn't, those weren't issues, but they are now because we decided.
Sir, I meant this past year because
you're right. You're right. Yeah, this past year.
AJ Brown went on to win the Super Bowl.
Correct. And Derrick Henry was in the running for the rushing title prior to Saquon passing him.
Exactly. So, I'm just saying, y'all have other more pressing issues than let's draft another quarterback, because you're going to repeat the same problem that the Chicago Bears keep doing every year. And how is that working out for the Chicago Bears? Any guesses? Aren't they still the bottom dwellers of the NFC North? Hell,
I would still probably take him. I'd probably pick him as fourth right now, still in that division.
One more piece on that though, right?
Mm-hmm.
The ownership chose Trubisky. That right there says enough, right?
Exactly.
But what I will give them credit this year is in free agency, they made trades and
they did.
All the moves they made was for the offensive line.
Right?
So hopefully, after getting a coconut dropped on their head, that they woke up, right?
Hopefully.
Because to me, how is it that you get rid of Trubisky and Justin Fields, and then you bring Mr. Fingernail Polish quarterback into the league, right? And he gets sacked so many times. Mr. Great. But if you looked at him at USC, he did the same thing. You can't run around and try to make, playground plays in the NFL.
But he got away with it. But he got away with it at USC. He could do that at USC. You couldn't do that. The NFL, you could do that.
Because it's college.
Yeah,
exactly. Against grown men.
Yeah.
Your line can't block. You running around. You running into sacks. So hopefully, you got Ben Johnson, who's supposed to be this offensive guru, and he's trying to take the formula from Detroit.
Yeah, basically.
Offensive line.
Yep. And try to run the football. And more balance, if nothing else.
Mm-hmm. So hopefully they turn the corner. Possible.
Possibly. I'm curious to see, like, with that, in terms of whether with Caleb, how is he going to take to Ben Johnson's system? Because I think if you look at Jared Goff ran that system relatively well. He wasn't usually doing like unscripted plays. He was very much progression. He can't. And he wasn't. But so the question becomes: are you now? I know we're sidetracking, but if you're the Bears now, are you going to, let's say, try to coach the improvisation out of Caleb to protect them, or are you going to still allow him to improv? Make some improv plays here and there.
I think if he has better O-line play, then sometimes those improv plays can come into play. The problem this past year playing for the Bears is, again, they keep not addressing the issue, which is their offensive line. If you put better protection in front of him, Ben Johnson can give him the opportunity to be like, we're going to script some plays, but sometimes we're going to give you the ability, if you see a play break down, to scramble or whatever. That child was running for his life. There's a big difference running for your life and having a run play option.
Yeah.
And so hopefully this year, if they address those huge O-line issues they have, we can eliminate some of those problems. The Titans, meanwhile, fix the problem of the fact that you do not have a solid WR1 and a solid RB1 because you're trading them both away for a can of Coke and a bag of peanuts.
So NFL
traded.
Go on.
So the thing is, right? They traded, and who do y'all have as your number one?
Calvin Ridley right now.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley, right?
Yeah.
The same.
He spent a year out of football, mind you.
He did.
Yeah.
Right. So remember that he spent an entire year out of football.
He did.
So maybe right. Exactly.
And
how much did that hurt him? Exactly.
Went to Jacksonville and wasn't the same guy as he was in Atlanta.
Exactly.
And the Chicago Bears last offseason went and got all these receivers.
They did.
Drafted a receiver, and got the receiver from Keenan Allen. So I'm like, and then got a running back. I'm like, so you could have all these weapons, but if you can't, as soon as you say hike, you getting sacked, what is that going to do for you? So I guess they got that one coach out of the way that was strictly as a defensive guy worrying about offense, and your defense wasn't that good. So this, hopefully, all these props they give all these offensive coordinators. Let's see what he does. I'm really curious to see if this really makes a difference.
Fair. I don't disagree. So NFL Girl, what say you about free agency? What were your thoughts? What did you like? What teams did you like in terms of their moves? What teams you didn't like? What moves scratched your head? And all that good stuff.
Definitely got to address the fact that, like Smooth said, you made a lateral move in bringing in Cooper Kupp. You cut you trade DK Metcalf, and he ends up with the Steelers, and then you bring in Cooper Kupp, who played pretty much the same amount of games. And DK Metcalf is a bigger dude. That is a big dude. And so he stayed on the field a little bit more simply because of his size.
Right.
I understand maybe that you're going more for speed now or whatever, but it's just a total head scratcher to me because like I said, it's a lateral move. You didn't upgrade necessarily.
Right.
I think the addition of Justin Fields to the Jets works out for Justin Fields. I don't necessarily know that that's a great move necessarily for them, but they had to move. Obviously, they had to move on from the Aaron Rodgers fiasco. He's a complete disaster wherever he goes at this point, this stage in his career, and he brings drama wherever he goes. So, are you willing to tolerate the drama you're going to have to deal with all season long? And keep in mind the hilarious part is him speaking out against vaccines, and the owner of the damn New York Jets is the Johnson & Johnson heir. I mean, it can't get any better than that.
That is true. That is hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to get rid of that chaos. So I understand that move. Again, like Smooth said, why are these teams though now still waiting on him to make his decision? And they gave a fourth option today, other than the 3 teams that are trying to pursue him. He may just say F it and retire. He says if he doesn't go to the Vikings, he may just up and retire if any one of the other teams try and get him. What are we doing? What are we doing? Are you gambling your entire team's future, or at least the next year or 2 years, on what Aaron Rodgers is going to do?
Right.
Like it's absolute insanity. Do I think DK will be a good addition there in Pittsburgh? I do. Do I think that Cooper Kupp will offer the same level of numbers and production there in Seattle? I don't.
Right.
Who's
the quarterback for Steelers right now? Did they sign a quarterback besides Mason Rudolph? Besides Mason Rudolph, I believe besides Mason Rudolph. I mean, that can't be their starter.
I thought Tennessee. He signed back with Tennessee.
No, he went with no, he didn't go back to Tennessee. God no. I just remember the only thing I remember of Mason Rudolph was when Myles Garrett hit him with the helmet. That was just hilarious. Beyond that,
he's done other things and getting cracked in the skull. Lord.
That's the only memorable thing Mason Rudolph has done is getting cracked in the skull with the helmet. But whatever. What moves did you like? Is there any moves NFL girl that stood out that you liked?
I really like now Seahawks, I will say some of their moves have been kind of impressive. I did like the addition of DeMarcus Lawrence. I know people feel like he's on a decline, but I still think he has a little bit left in the tank. Yeah. I do like the fact that he had all the smoke for Dallas, and then that little beef that happened with him and Michael Parsons talking about. He said that's some clown shit or whatever, and he was like,
"It's not clown shit.
It's not clown shit. It's facts, my dude. You wasn't alive when that last time these dudes won a Super Bowl. So, and I
yeah."
Calling it like it is.
I don't know if anyone on that staff was alive except
not
the coaches.
Not a one. Exactly.
The coaches may have been alive, but not the players. So
none of the players were alive when that team was relevant. So I understood what he was saying. Now, does that mean he's going to go to Seattle and turn around and win a Super Bowl? Very doubtful. Very doubtful. You know what I mean? Raiders bringing in your boy or whatever, Geno. Interesting move. I'll say that. That's interesting.
Super Bowl champs. I'm just kidding.
I mean, when your quarterback starting QB is Gardner Minshew, I guess Geno Smith is an upgrade. So I'll give him, I'll give him a half a point for, at least moving on from Gardner Minshew. And I'm not saying Gardner Minshew is trash. I'm just saying, yeah, Geno Smith's better than Gardner Minshew.
I think that's not a hot take. That's fair.
That's all I'm saying.
No one's going to be like, oh my God, NFL girl, how dare you? That Gardner Minshew is not better than Geno Smith. Anyone who says that is like a relative of Gardner Minshew. No one is going to be honestly saying
exactly.
So that's fair. Okay. I mean, for me, the Titans did nothing that of note. I'm assuming based off what NFL girl's saying, they're going to fixate on the draft. Which is lovely. Okay, we'll see what they do in the draft. I just want the draft to come and go. Because
y'all added Van Jefferson. Van Jefferson and Xavier Woods. Come on now.
Get my Xavier Woods jersey.
Woohoo! I know you can't wait.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm going on Fanatics later. I'm getting my Xavier Woods jersey. No, I'm just being silly. No, I mean, I don't know what Tennessee's doing. If you smooth to answer your question, I don't know what they're doing. They're just there at this point.
Neither do they.
No, neither do they. They're just figuring it out. Everyone's just figuring it out. Tennessee's whatever. We'll just see what they do in the draft. The Aaron Rodgers thing's interesting. I'm wondering why people are so like, oh, what is Aaron Rodgers going to decide to do? Like Aaron Rodgers had like an MVP year and was so great last year that warrants him to be able to decide. Like everyone's thought, well, who cares? Oh, well, he's done so much in the league. So what? This is a now. This is a what have you done for me lately league? This is not what you did 5 years ago league. Last I checked, this is what you've done now. And Aaron Rodgers right now is not a good quarterback. I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's going to move heaven. I don't think he's going to change life for the Steelers. I don't think he's going to change. He's definitely not going to change life for the Giants. And for the Vikings, I think I mean, if he wants to do the whole Brett Favre circle of life football journey, then he can do that. But I don't think that changes anything for the Vikings either. I think they're either in a worse spot or their hope is that they could be where they were last year. If at worst they're not winning 14 games next year. I very much would be surprised if that happened. So there's that. I think the team that I liked kind of what they did was the Bills. I did like Joey Bosa signing. I know he's not what he once was, certainly, but I think if he can add a little bit of juice, rotational guy, I guess with what they already have, I think that could be good. But yeah, I think that was the one signing I did like, and I did like to Smooth's one. I did like what the Bears did. I did like that they addressed the offensive line because I think that was their biggest Achilles heel last year. I'm curious now. Okay, with your pick, who are you taking now? I mean, because running back wise, you don't really have. I mean, I guess you have Swift. Is DeAndre Swift still there? I guess.
I think so.
Okay, you have him, but I think you still need another change of pace back. So now who are you getting? Or I guess you're going to go in the draft, I'm assuming, and get somebody in the later rounds, and hopefully that will be able to kind of spearhead your offense, move that in the right direction, because I think that's going to be interesting. I think defensively the Bears played okay last year, so we'll see what they're able to do this year. But yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, Tennessee's whatever. This is dumpster fire. I'm just whatever at the Titans at this point. Like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just like doing whatever at this point. To your point, I don't disagree. Addressing the running back, because I mean, Tony Pollard is fine, but Tony Pollard is just he's a little bit of a jag. He's just a guy. Calvin Ridley is
change of pace.
If you're like, he's a change of pace. Tajay Spears, our other running back, stay hurt. So Calvin Ridley, I like him, but we don't use him properly even when we had him last year. And then we have Van Jefferson. So there you go. So. And we did sign a tackle, and we did get I think Zeitler from
you did
get Zeitler. So we shored up the offensive line, possibly. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But again, I think for me, I'm not like, to your point, Smooth, you talk about like all these everyone talks about these new offensive coordinators. They say the same thing about Brian Callahan. I'm not sold. I need to see it, because from what I saw last year, and he was calling plays. So as much as we want to blame Will Levis, which he deserves blame, I also throw a lot of blame on Callahan as well for not putting him in a position to succeed. I'll give you perfect context of why I say that, because I remember the game when they played the Jets, when they were leading in the first half. In the second half, the offense couldn't do anything. And you had 5 drives, you had 4 3-and-outs. That's coaching. Wow. As much as, Will Levis, you struggled, and I'm not, trust me, I watched that game. Will Levis played like doo-doo juice. I'm not disputing that. But Brian Callahan, you're this offensive guru. Everyone wants to tout and say, how about we call some plays that aren't going to constitute 3-and-outs? I don't know. That may be a good idea, so we can actually move the ball down the field and maybe score some points, because I mean that's kind of the whole objective of football, right? So I need to see more.
But doesn't that go back to what the problem that I've already said that you guys you do not have a solid WR1 and you do not have a solid RB1,
and that goes to ownership.
No offense to Tony Pollard or whatever. He's a solid RB2, absolutely. But I don't believe that he's an RB1. He was not the RB1 in Dallas.
And I'll concede your point. Calvin Ridley's a solid receiver. Is he a number 1?
No. Was he a number 1 when he played in Atlanta? Absolutely.
He was not.
But then he went and sat out an entire year. I try and explain to people, sitting out for an entire year of your career, that is a year lost. Yeah. That you now have to get back up to speed. Whether or not you stay in condition, which is football condition, and just being healthy are two totally different things. Yeah. You understand? And so an entire year out of the league puts you behind the 8 ball. Now you got to get back in the league and get back up to speed. And then Tennessee brings him in from Jacksonville, where he was only so at Jacksonville. I think he had like a couple of, He had
some
a
good
couple
games.
of really good games or whatever,
He did.
but not to the point where Tennessee should have been like, yeah, that's who we need to get as our WR1 now that we gave up AJ Brown.
Yeah, because I think
Calvin Ridley is comparable to AJ Brown at this stage in his career.
Not. And I like Calvin Ridley.
I do.
Listen, he's Guyanese. I'm a Guyanese man, so shout out to that. But at the same time, to your point, he's a solid receiver.
Absolutely.
And again, they don't even use him well enough to accentuate him being a number one anyway. So to your point, yes, they need to go and get a number one receiver because right now, I mean, Van Jefferson I don't think they signed Westbrook-Akine, which, oh my God, that's fine. But I don't, like I said, with Tennessee right now, I mean, as a fan, we're just like, I guess I just want to see what they do in the draft.
Agree. And please, dear Lord, do not draft another QB. Please do not repeat the Chicago Bears mistake.
Because they are. I know they are. You just said they are. Smooth knows that they are because if they're not trading the pick, which they probably can't because I don't think teams are in love with these receivers or these quarterbacks. They just like them.
I mean, you still have a month, right?
Yeah.
Anything can happen in a month.
Maybe. I mean, if the Giants, let's say, don't sign somebody and they get desperate, do they get desperate enough to make a move?
The Giants are a desperate team. That's why they're in the Aaron Rodgers.
Well, tell that to their GM because their GM probably doesn't think they're that desperate.
Yeah. If they're going after Aaron Rodgers,
there you go. I was going to make the same point Smooth is. If you're in the Aaron Rodgers,
you're desperate. I don't disagree with that.
You're absolutely desperate at this point.
Yeah, because Aaron Rodgers is not that good.
Yeah,
everybody's still
on the Devontae Adams signing in with the Rams. You get rid of Cooper Kupp and you bring Devontae Adams in.
Lateral move.
Lateral move, absolutely. No, he's not an upgrade. He's a lateral move. That's the same thing.
You just refilled your roster spot. I love Devontae. Exactly. Don't get it wrong, but is he going to be like, oh my God, is he going to be what he was, 5, 6, 7 years ago?
No. I mean, it's the same thing that Seahawks did with that lateral move of getting rid of DK Metcalf and bringing in Cooper Kupp. I don't understand the lateral moves. Isn't the whole point of trying to upgrade?
I think there's probably fear there.
Touché. And I think that the Cooper Kupp rule is a downgrade because DJ Metcalf is like 5 years younger than him.
That is true.
And big, and he's a big dude.
And fast.
I've seen this dude in person. That is a big dude.
Yeah,
and fast.
And fast.
Where did you see?
And think about this though, right? Him and AJ Brown was on the same team in college at Ole Miss.
Right.
Just think about that. That's ridiculous.
Did you just tell me not to forget it, not to worry about that?
Come back to that later. Anyway, because we're going to get off of me being some kind of all-star. So we're moving on from that.
Fine.
Or whatever.
All right. Very well. All right. So in other football news, this is kind of separate from like the NFL. So we're going into college football, but a former NFL player, Eddie George, congratulations to him. He just got the head coaching job at Bowling Green. The reason why we're talking about it is because unfortunately he has not gotten all the support that people would have assumed that he'd get. He's gotten a lot of backlash from the Black community, apparently think that he's a sellout and he bailed on his Tennessee State team and all this other stuff. I think it's very odd. So Smooth, what say you? What are your thoughts on Eddie George going to Bowling Green and just the larger conversation of Black coaches getting opportunities? Do you feel like Black coaches that are going to these HBCUs and then they leave, are they bailing on the schools or are they just seeing an opportunity to progress in their career?
I mean, it's all about opportunity, right? And the thing that's amazing to me is, Deion laid down a blueprint, right? When Deion first came into coaching, he wasn't given the opportunity to go to Colorado or any of these major schools. Mm-hmm. So just in typical fashion of how we progress in life, we go to where we're wanted. Then when we got our bearings together, we go to where we want to go. Mm-hmm. So that's the transition and the actual growth that happens because of resources. The resources at these HBCUs, as Ed Reed said, were horrible, right? That's why he left.
True.
Deion said the same thing. Where's the money going? I don't have a salary. We're selling out every game. Where's the money going?
Right.
And one of the things about HBCUs is that they believe in putting things in a pot, right? So if money comes into the school, it doesn't, even if it's for basketball, it doesn't automatically go to the basketball team.
Right.
Whatever is the next thing on the list, it goes there. So you don't have really scholarship players. You have players that possibly are on scholarship, but leave HBCUs with student loans. So that's the difference between these, HBCU schools and these other schools. Because these other schools, they get a check that would have said, smooth, 1 year, this is the amount for your scholarship. It comes in my name. So they can't misappropriate the funds. But as the HBCUs, it's under a system that say this is next up, that's where the money's going. So I understand, the backlash from people, because the backlash for people is just like social media. They have misinformation. They don't have all the details. So then they speak out and get involved in things when they don't know all the particulars. A lot of times people speak on things they have no knowledge on. So then you get a situation where he's a sellout, he's this, he's that. He's a grown man like all of them. He's a man, and women in the world, you need to support your family. So you do what you need to do to support your family. If he was given an opportunity to go to Bowling Green, it's like Deion was given an opportunity to go to Colorado. The difference is they're going to take that same mentality they had at these HBCUs and bring them to these white collar schools. So you don't see Deion not giving black kids opportunities at Colorado, and you won't see Eddie George not giving black kids an opportunity at Bowling Green.
Well said, yeah.
And then also Michael Vick getting an opportunity at Norfolk State. All the backlash Michael Vick got for dogfighting, when you have people like Kid Rock and all these other people that do this on a regular basis, but they don't get the backlash, Michael Vick's issue was he lied. If you just came out and told the truth, your $100 million contract, you wouldn't have been sitting in jail. Just tell the truth.
Yeah, you lied.
And then you have bad people in your corner that came and told on you. So that's just like bad business all the way around.
True.
But I'm glad that after all the things that he had to go through, that he gets an opportunity. Shout out to Norfolk State. As NFL Girl said, the men's and the women basketball teams in the MEAC won the MEAC and are going to the NCAA tournament. Congratulations.
Nice. Shout out to Norfolk State. Shout out to them. So NFL Girl, what say you about this topic with Eddie George and just the larger conversation of black coaches getting opportunities? Do you feel that they're selling out, or do you feel they're just getting the opportunities that they're, trying to get?
These PWIs are seeing what they're doing at these HBCUs, and they're giving them the opportunity. They're not being just handed opportunities because of who you were formerly. You understand? Like they're getting the opportunity because they went to Jackson or they went to Tennessee State, and they went and they turned these teams around. They made them teams that people wanted to see play. And the things that Eddie George and even Deion before him were able to do at these schools with the limited resources, like Smooth was saying, that they have, where your entire budget for a year may be what these schools make in a month.
Yeah.
You understand? Like they get that, and they are able to, produce these teams that are actually winning games and stuff like that. I'm absolutely happy for Eddie George being able to get this opportunity. Why would I be angry? Why would I say that he's selling out? How is he selling out? What he was able to do for Tennessee State, the eyeballs he was able to bring there, the resources he was able to bring there, they were able to bring in more opportunities, more money, more players, and things of that nature. Same as what Deion did or whatever. If a PWI sees that and it's like, we want to give you the opportunity to coach somewhere else, especially a P5 school. If they want to give you the opportunity to come in and maybe reproduce what you were able to do in, at a small school within a smaller budget, imagine what you could do at a PWI where you have more resources, where your recruiting is wider and you can cast a wider net. And here's the other thing. Remember that coaches always put around them people that look like them. That is why the tendency to be, if it's white coaches, they're going to bring in other white coaches. And when it's a black coach, they will try and give other black coaches the other opportunities to coach there. And all you got to do is look at what Deion is doing right now. Look at the people that he's been bringing in to coach around him.
Marshall Falk, Warren Sapp.
Sapp, etc. Yeah. Giving these people the opportunity to coach. You understand? So I feel like that's another opportunity where Eddie George will be able to bring other black coaches in or whatever and help raise them up through the ranks. So, if there's opportunities to level the playing field, and that means that you have to go leave an HBCU and go to a PWI in order for us to progress as a people, to progress in your coaching career, to help progress these players, then I'm all for it. There's nothing to get backlash for what? They're going to have more opportunities to be on television. They're going to have more opportunities to play at bigger stadiums. They're going to have more opportunities to have more resources, more money, better coaching facilities, better playing facilities, better athletic facilities. Have you seen some of the athletic facilities at some of these HBCUs? They're terrible.
Yeah, they are. Horrible.
Deion said he had to fund some of the reconstruction that happened there.
He did.
And Tennessee State, same thing. Eddie George had to go after the state of Tennessee and be like, give us some money, which is because they're a state college. And so the state owed them money and they weren't trying to give them the resources. All of them was going to the University of Tennessee. VFL, by the way.
Your alma mater.
VFL, by the way. And so I am happy for Eddie George. I want to see him do well there at Bowling Green. Every year that I see Deion doing well at Colorado, I'm happy for him. I hope that he'll continue to do that, even losing Travis and Shador and Shiloh this coming season or whatever. I'd love to see him be able to bring in a whole new class and be able to reproduce what he was able to do this past season. And I want to see Eddie George be able to get there and maybe his first season start with like a 7-5, 6-6 record or whatever, and be able to build from there. And people see that we need to give up more of these coaches the opportunity and stop hating on them. Period.
Well said, both of you guys. Love both the things you said. Firstly, we are all black. We all are proud black people. So I want to just preface that. But there's some times where black people be on some other shit that doesn't make any sense. And in this instance, where I don't agree with some segment of black people where they have this problem. Eddie George, I remember watching the night he did an interview with Shannon Sharpe when he got the job at Tennessee State. And Shannon Sharpe was asked him, do you see yourself staying at Jackson State like forever? And Eddie George said, I am not married to staying at me being the coach of Jackson State is not going to be on my tombstone. I want to progress in the field and become, and get opportunities elsewhere. So that's number one. So this narrative and idea that Eddie George somehow duped, no, he didn't. He merely got an opportunity to coach somewhere else and he seized it. And for people that say, well, because I saw people commenting like, oh, they use the HBCU as a stepping stone, blah, blah, blah. I think the thing is with me, and on a larger note, like the responsibility of building up an HBCU cannot fall on one coach. It should not fall on Deion. It should not fall on Eddie George or Michael Vick or Deshaun Jackson or let's say Hugh Jackson, who's coaching, I think, in HBCU as well. The responsibility of building up the HBCU cannot just fall on the coaches. It falls on all of us. We need to go to the games. We need to donate to the schools. We need to do our part. It can't just be like, oh, well, Deion just came to Jackson State for 3 years and then leave. Yeah, because when you win, that usually is what happens. It's not like Eddie George was just doo-doo juice or let's say Deion Sanders was trash and then they just gave him this job magically. No, they earned it. So this is what we as black people asked for. We wanted opportunities to coach at P5s, and there's so lack of diversity, and there's all these other coaches that are not. Now we're getting that opportunity, and now these guys are getting shitted on. I don't get it. So what do we want? So which is it? Because we can't do both. We can't ask for progression, but yet stay where we're at, because that's not how anything works. So at some point we got to be honest about that. Like in terms of Eddie George, like I'm happy for him. I mean, it shows that he's a really good coach. I think he's going to do relatively well at Bowling Green. I think, they have the resources there, and that's a stepping stone opportunity too, right? Because if he does well there, he could probably get an opportunity somewhere else at another school. I mean, Urban Meyer's crazy ass. I think he was at Bowling Green at one point and coached there before he ended up progressing in his career, and other coaches as well. Even like Cincinnati. To me, Cincinnati, the University of Cincinnati football coaching job, that's like a stepping stone coach, because the amount of coaches that if you see that a coach there and then moved on to other bigger things. So I think that's what it is. So I think as a people, we need to be better. If we talk about unifying and supporting, then let's do that. Let's not, when a guy gets an opportunity to progress, we're going to shit on him because for what? You know what I'm saying? Like with Deion, like he got the most venom, which I never understood. Because again, he was transparent and he literally told his kids the day before he was leaving. It's not like he lied. It wasn't like it got, he told them straight up, like, I'm going to a new opportunity. And none of the players had a problem with it. That's what bugged me out. None of the players were mad. None of the players went on social media and said, yo, Deion's a traitor and he sold us out. No, they were all cool for him, happy for him. So if the players weren't even upset, why are y'all? And again, you guys are, to your point, Smooth, you're the same people that are misinformed who are sitting there just spewing nonsense just to get clicks and views. You're not saying anything that has any substance or meat to it because, to your point, Smooth, you don't do the research, so you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're just saying words. So stop. If you're going to have a well-informed opinion, then cool. But if you're just saying stuff just to say stuff, then I don't want to hear what you got to say because you sound dumb. You know what I'm saying?
What I want to pose.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I want to pose though is this.
Go ahead.
How many people are saying these things? Their opportunity to make a move in their career, in the job they do, and they get an opportunity at another location. Would they not take it? Would they be called out? Would they be called out and called all these names if they took an opportunity at another company that many people don't like?
I'll do you one better, Smooth.
Take that opportunity.
I'll do you one better, Smooth. Let's say if someone called them out, you know what they'd say? It's an opportunity for me to progress. I had to take it. Da 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 da. They'd say they do the exact same thing. So
what's the difference?
Right.
What's the difference?
There's no difference. There's no difference. People talk about a lot of shit that they know nothing about and speak on certain situations that they're not involved in. It's easy to do that, to judge a situation that you have you're not in a position to make that decision, so you can criticize it because it's easy for you.
And that goes back to, if you want to speak on something, do the research.
Please.
Deion's contract at Jackson State was 3 years, $1.5 million.
He stayed for 4, didn't he not?
Yes. But listen to what I just said. Listen to what I said. $1.5 million. And he said he poured most of that money back into the school.
So he's coaching for free.
Exactly. He said he had to, build up the athletic facilities and stuff like this. Remember, you're still trying to recruit. You're trying to bring players in. Remember, he flipped Travis Hunter. What kind of facilities does he have to have in order to be able to recruit a 5-star players to come and play at an HBCU that has a dilapidated building that they play, that they have 4 weight machines in?
Yeah.
You understand? So he had to pour so much of his own money back into those facilities. So that's the stuff that people, I feel like, don't understand. Like, if y'all knew what I had to do personally, how much loss I took personally at these HBCUs, getting an opportunity, in particular, someone like Deion, who went to a damn P5. Oh, Lord.
Mr. VO is going to join this. Go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. Who went to a P5. Do you understand? That's a tremendous opportunity. How do you not give them, how do you not support that? And if that turn around and that becomes opportunities for the people that he brought in, like the fact that he brought in Marshall Faulk, the fact that he brought in Warren Sapp. Now, if they get opportunities to be head coaches other places, isn't that a good thing?
That's a great thing.
Not only that, what about the knowledge they can share with these kids?
Bingo.
What about the knowledge?
Bingo.
Because Deion is a figure, is an enormous figure. He has so many connections. So flipping Travis Hunter understood the bigger picture.
Right.
Not only can I come to this school and learn from one of the greatest, I can get the exposure to the connections, the opportunities, the NIL deals, even though I'm at an HBCU. That opportunity and those things don't happen at HBCUs very often, unless you have somebody like Deion Sanders as that lead person in that position.
Absolutely.
And I think Eddie George did the same thing there at Tennessee State. And so I think he's going to have the same opportunity at Bowling Green. Give these coaches a chance to prove themselves at the next level. Don't shit on what their chance of, moving on and playing, being able to coach at a PWI. That's a tremendous thing. You understand? Because like we're saying, if it was your job and you got an opportunity to go from a $57,000 a year job to a $125,000 a year job, you're going to turn it down because you got to go work for a Fortune 500 company?
Bingo. That's the question that should be posed out there. All these people with all the negativity talking about sellouts, would you turn down a raise in your particular field from $50,000 to $120,000? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have to pause the pod because we have our third host on, brother from another mother, my brother, Smooth's brother, NFL girl's brother. The lovely, awesome, miss you, love you, bro. Glad you're back. Glad you're finally on. Mr. V.O. Walker has joined us today. Finally, after 3 weeks of announcing his presence, eventually he has joined. V.O., you want to say anything to the lovely people?
Hola.
Well said, short but sweet. I love it. So, Vio, we were talking about Eddie George getting the job at Bowling Green and just the backlash he's received from it in terms, the black community kind of saying he's a sellout and all this other stuff. So,
black community give everybody black. We do.
We do.
We do. It don't matter what we do. If it's whatever direction it get, you'll get backlash. So you gotta do what makes you happy, man. You gotta do what's best for you and your family at the end of the day. And he did what was best for him. So 9 times out of 10, that's what everybody's gonna do. They're gonna do the best for their situation and for their family.
Absolutely.
They're not gonna worry about backlash because everybody can sideline, until you're out there in the white lines. You know what I'm saying? Until you know what the deal is, and everybody would do the same. It's just everyone. It's just I just noticed now in 2025, people just like to talk, man. So many voices being heard, and everybody's got an opinion whether it's valid or not. But I appreciate. I hope he goes and gets an NFL job. I think that should be a springboard. I think that should show young black coaches that's a springboard to getting to where you want to. Because the ultimate goal is to get to the NFL. I mean, who we kidding? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's the top.
That's the
level.
pinnacle. That's the pinnacle.
Yeah, that's where everybody wants to go. So you should cut yourself short. I mean, if you're going up the ladder, do it. I mean, it's just like that in just any regular profession. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So actually, sorry, before I go on, Vio, you have to do it. We're doing like, when you're in a Zoom meeting, you have to do an intro to tell us about yourself. So you're gonna have to do that for the lovely people now who have just joined because you're new to this. So you're gonna have to tell us who you are, where you're from, your favorite sports teams, and all that good stuff. So all the sports teams.
Oh man, that's simple. Shy, Niners, Bulls, Yanks, Wolverines.
Go blue, baby.
All y'all, everybody on here is family. I love everybody on here, especially these 2, 3. And because I know you. It's just I haven't seen the other 2 in a while. I didn't see Smooth in the NFL.
I know me and Vio talk like.
I talk to you more often than I see. Well, I get to interact with NFL girl too, timely. But Smooth, I don't. So I don't see him as often. So that's kind of what I mean on that level. But no, I just love sports, and that's why I'm here, man. And life be lifing, so
life be
lifing. I wasn't able to try to get here, but I'm here with y'all now. So hopefully I can keep going from week to week. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get y'all number.
All right, so Smooth, did you want to ask? I know when we first started, you wanted to ask Vio about his thoughts on his Niners. So I don't know if you wanted to.
I'll ask the question. I'll pose the question. I'll pose the question. What's up, Vio, man? I ain't talked to you in a while.
What's up? Hey, man. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Thank
you. I appreciate it.
Chopping the head off the beast, man.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate that. Bro. So my question is, Vio, it's like, you guys had like this window that was open really wide. And then it seems like, a lot of your players are getting older. And now you have to play Brock Purdy. So what is the platform or the amount? Because man, Big Mike talked about it last week, right? That you think the last draft pick in the draft should be asking for as money-wise, so that way you guys can stay consistent in the 49er way.
Well, I always look at this situation like from his agent's point. I never look at it from Brock Purdy's point, which is weird, right? I never look at it from the Niners point. I look at it if I was Brock Purdy and if I was talking to John Lynch and Jed York, and what I would tell them. I would basically, and this might help answer your question on the number you should get. If you was on any other team and you traded 3 first-round picks for a guy who's not even in the league, you would be fired. You would be gone. You wouldn't even do it. You would be talked about so bad. You wouldn't be no genius. That's one of the worst shit. You traded 3, not 1, not 2, 3 first round picks for a quarterback that's not even in the league anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And this guy found by Brian Greasy, by the way, not you, not you two, right. Brian Greasy. You know what I mean? When I say you two, I mean Lynch and Shanahan, not you two. Brian Greasy found this kid, right? And you didn't even know, because if you would have known, you would have drafted this kid higher, right? So essentially, as his agent, what I'm saying, he saved y'all's ass. Because if you would have been on any other team, and not only did he do, if he would have just took you to the playoffs, that'd have been well. He took you to the championship game, possibly Super Bowl. The Eagles were tough, but possibly Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And then the very next year replicated it and went to the Super Bowl. And he wasn't the one that played bad either. They lost. We lost. I'm gonna say they, because podcast. They lost because of the coaching. Actually, if you ask me, yeah, I believe Shanahan lost the Super Bowl again. That's another story for another day.
Fair.
But I think that I don't think that he's gonna. I think he should get what the market is. It's not his problem. It's not his fault what the market is. You know, a lot of people try to say, well, he's not Josh Allen, or he's not Lamar Jackson either. Well, no, he's not. But he's also been where they haven't been either. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson ain't been to the Super Bowl.
That's a fact.
They still trying to go.
That's fact.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? They still trying to go. And as far as them saying, well, he didn't have. Well, this year he sucked because he didn't have the weapons. What quarterback doesn't do well without weapons? That's the whole. Even Joe Montana had weapons.
You need weapons.
Joe Burrow. Look at Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold didn't do shit till he went and got weapons. All those weapons in Minnesota.
Facts,
you know what I mean?
Wrong.
So to me, I feel like he shouldn't be slighted just because he's saying he's not Lamar Jackson or he doesn't have this whatever. When those guys were out there, they produced. He produced.
He did.
You know what I mean? And so don't shortchange the kid. I think he's a humble kid. I don't think he's gonna go out there and be boisterous and say, "Give me 60." But I don't think you should shortchange him either, because at the end of the day, dude, if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have no job. You were looking at Jimmy Garoppolo. And who was the other backup quarterback? I don't even remember now who was.
Well, I remember your thoughts on Jimmy Garoppolo, Bill. Me and you had many conversations about it.
He saved your ass, Jimmy Garoppolo, in a sense. Because you remember how the Trey Lance thing wasn't going right. Remember, he broke his leg.
He had to throw him back in.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So, to me, I feel like, like I said, I'm looking at it as Brock Purdy's agent like, look, man, pay the man what he's worth. You know what I mean? It ain't no guarantee. And they try to say, well, anybody can come in there and play the system. Josh Dobbs was in there. I didn't see him do the same thing.
Josh Dobbs. I forgot about Josh Dobbs.
Brandon Allen was in there. I didn't see him do the same thing either.
Nick Mullins, your boy Nick Mullins.
You know what I'm saying?
Your boy Nick.
Like, let's keep it a book, bro. Let's keep it a book. You know what I'm saying? Pay the dude. He didn't even did better more than Dak Prescott. That Prescott had more he actually essentially had more weapons than Brock Purdy. You know what I'm saying? And still Brock Purdy did his thing. So I feel like he's probably gonna get 50 to 55, which he deserves, man. I feel like, why not? Like, why I hear people saying he should get 40. Why would he get 40? If the market is 50 to 55, like why? Because he's Brock Purdy. Well, what's that mean?
But y'all started off at 45 though. That's what the negotiations were.
Yeah.
Pay the man. Because at the end of the day, who else you gonna get?
Yeah.
Like who else you talking about? Sam Darnold. You saw what Sam Darnold did. Like, I'm gonna bring up another point here for girls, Smooth and Mike. Like, all these people talking about where Brock Purdy ranks in the quarterback race. Did you see all these quarterbacks in the playoffs except for Jalen Hurts? All of them was trash.
Yeah, CJ was.
Except for the rookie and Jalen Hurts. Everybody else that they said was better than Brock Purdy is trash. Justin Herbert trash. Jordan Love trash.
But you know what was funny? You know what was funny though?
What's up?
You see Justin Herbert throw 4 interceptions, no conversation.
No,
You see,
Nothing.
you see golf throw 4 interceptions. No conversation.
Trash.
If that had been Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, or Jaden Daniels, they'd have
Or
talked
Brock
about it for a
Purdy.
month.
or Brock.
Or Brock Purdy.
You see,
Go ahead on and throw his name in there. Or Brock Purdy. Had it been Brock, if he'd have done that, you wouldn't have heard the end of it. So go on, throw him in there. He would throw press.
but I don't think
press.
I don't think they would talk too bad about Brock Purdy. Though. I don't think they've talked too bad about.
Man, nobody gets more scrutiny than that kid, man. That kid gets more scrutiny for a guy who was picked last in the. You would have thought he was the #1 overall pick for the way
I
he
don't
gets
know, man.
scrutinized.
Jalen Hurts get a lot of hate.
Well, you know what? And I please don't feel disrespected by this. But I feel like Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy are the same tier. When they have their weapons out there, they ball out. And they win.
But the only thing with Jalen Hurts is like he is a coach's son, right? And being a coach's son changes your mindset about football and everything like that. He does whatever it takes to win. I'm not saying that Brock Purdy doesn't, but what I'm saying is like Jalen Hurts has the ability to like don't listen to all the critics, because sometimes when you're in a profession as a quarterback, you listening to them saying you're not throwing 5,000 yards, and you go out there and try to prove something, i.e. Carson Wentz, right? Trying to prove something. And that's why Carson Wentz wasn't successful. And it's funny how the San Francisco drafted Trey Lance. Trey Lance and Carson Wentz came from the same school. How ironic, right? Mm-hmm. They turned out to be what they turned out to be. Division II quarterbacks. And they talked about Jalen Hurts, who played at the highest level every step of the way. You don't get into Alabama as a bum. You don't go to Oklahoma and be second in Heisman Trophy race. You don't do that as a bum. So why was they clamoring over Carson Wentz as a Division II quarterback that wasn't a thinker and try to be a superstar, and then so enamored with Trey Lance coming from the same school? It confused me.
Did you see Brock Purdy? Did you see Brock Purdy and Jalen Hurts game against each other in college? It was epic.
I did see that game. That was
one of the most classic games of all time.
It was a good game.
Just thought I'd throw that in there. I'm a Brock Purdy dude, man.
You're rocking.
I like what you stand for, man.
I mean, listen, you guys got a quarterback. Not everybody can say that.
I just don't want y'all to be in a situation where y'all gonna be cap strong and you can't build your team. And that's the thing I'm saying. Like,
look, I'm gonna use y'all team for example. I'm glad you brought that up. I like what the Niners are doing. Bill Walsh always had a rule. NFL girl, I know you probably remember it. Bill Walsh said, get rid of them year early before year too late.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? True. So, and I look at what the Eagles did. The Eagles won the Super Bowl, and they still got rid of key players.
True.
You know what I mean? Like I love the fact. I love Howard Roseman, and I feel like John Lynch is starting to do that, man. I feel like they overvalue these guys. Y'all gonna laugh at me, but I feel they should have got rid of some of these guys already, like Deebo Samuel.
I agree. I
feel like he should have been gone 2 years ago. If you want to know if you ask me.
I was going to ask. Okay, fair enough. I don't have to ask you now because I was going to ask you about that, but that's fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, after the big 2021 season, he acted a damn plum fool for the contract. It was time to let him go.
So
same thing with Brandon Ayuk. Same thing. It's time to let him go.
Yeah. Do you think y'all should have paid him that contract this past off season?
No.
Okay.
No. And you know what's crazy about that, y'all? The 49ers organization didn't want to pay him that money. That's why, if y'all notice, NFL girl, I know you with the interactions and stuff. I know how they do with the offseason and smooth, Mike. If you notice, it took a long time to pay him, right, y'all? Mm-hmm. That's because management didn't want to pay him. The reason they ended up paying him is because Kyle Shanahan went in there and cried at the last minute for them to pay him. And you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And all of a sudden, and now you stuck with him. But if you see if y'all been peeping how the 49ers off-season management is moving now, they like, bump it. We doing what we want to do now. We getting rid of Debo. We getting rid of these guys. We getting Greenlaw. Thank you. You know, we know you. You know you're a great player, but hey, you're injury prone. See you later. Talanoa Hufanga. You know, you had one good All-Pro year. You know, you solid, but you haven't been played a full season. Hey, we like you, but hey, not 15-year mill for us. See you later. We don't care how much you like. And I like that. I like that approach.
Yeah.
Because all those players they let go smooth, NFL girl, Mike,
Mm.
the 49ers developed them anyway.
That's true.
They
That's
draft them
true.
and develop them anyway. So don't overvalue your guys, man. And that's kind
And
of
you
why I
get
like
your
the Eagles.
and you getting your defensive coordinator back though, so I think that's going to be
Robert Saleh.
really
That's a
good for
good.
you
Yeah.
guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, right. I mean, I like I said, I can't praise the Eagles enough for what they've done. Like I like the fact that they don't overvalue the players because that will get you. That's why the Niners are doing what they're doing now. They've
I
overvalued
agree.
guys. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So it's all about getting younger, man, and just trying to develop your
True.
own talent and not chasing after these old free agents that have been on these teams after team after team who's just getting on there by reputation and name. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right.
And then drafting well as well. Drafting well as well. Because we're
Yeah.
talking about Big Mike with his Tennessee Titans with
Ugh.
his managed with his managed quarterback, managed commercials, right? Instead of getting to that playbook. You know what I'm saying? So we were talking about them and them being the new Detroit Lions, with Detroit Lions drafting receiver after receiver, and they drafted quarterback after quarterback.
Well, I will say that I will say this though, since I know there's a Denver Broncos fan, they're gonna have a
Here we
one
go.
hell of no, they're gonna have. I was pulling for them. I was pulling for
Okay.
them all year long. I really was. I like the quarterback, and they're gonna be one hell of a team next year, bro.
The
They are going
Broncos,
to
yeah.
be one. They are going to be. What's the edge guy? Oh my God, number
Oh,
15.
Cooper? Jonathan
No,
Cooper?
no, no.
Or
The
the other
other
one? Or
edge guy,
Benito?
Benito,
Yeah, Benito.
Benito,
Benito is
Benito.
Benito,
nice. Yeah.
Benito, Benito, Benito. Benito. That guy's a dog.
He
He's
Yep.
a
is.
certified dog,
He is.
and I like their direction, man. At first, Sean Payton kind of made me mad the way he took the team, but I see what he's doing. He got a vision, and one thing about it, everybody on that team is on board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love PS too. PS, I mean, Patrick Surtain is, I mean, best corner in football.
Oh,
In my opinion.
man, he's like
Yeah,
by
Jesus.
far.
yeah.
DPOY.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
sorry.
but y'all, hey,
Oh,
I
was
tell
he
you
DP?
something.
Was he DPOY or is
He was
Yeah,
DPOY. He was
Oh, wow.
he
DPOY.
was.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was. He
He
was. He
was.
was. He was.
Yeah, he's a beast, man. Beast.
Man, he's great, man.
See NFL
Well,
girl with
ask
her.
me. You
See
gonna
NFL
ask
girl with
me?
her
Do I
evil
know if
laugh.
my player was a DPOY? Of
NFL
course
girl
not.
with her evil cackling laugh there, trying to
Get
just.
out of here
Hey,
with that.
y'all, Smooth Mike, y'all.
Yeah.
We made fun of Bo Nix, dog, but he came in and balled out.
I remember.
Yeah,
Listen,
He
Vio.
it was
balled out.
Vio.
it
I
was a
He
little
did.
adjustment. I think it was the fact that he came in as a 5-year starter,
Yeah.
and then he wasn't used to the speed, and then Sean Payton got used to the speed, and then
Yeah.
just like Jay Daniels, both of them are 5-year starters. Came
Listen,
to the
I'll say
Yeah,
that.
and Penix
that's a
and
trend.
Penix
That's a good trend,
and
though.
Penix
You notice that trend? That's working, though.
It is
I
and
think that's
working.
Penix.
what I
It
think
is.
that might be the route you need to go.
5 years, 4 or 5 years. Stay
That
4
might be
years.
the route you need to go
Right.
Stay
because
4
all
years.
three of
It's
them
okay to stay.
quarterbacks are fabulous.
No,
Yeah,
because
because they
Vio,
didn't look scared. Because when Penix got in, like game 6,
he
he
was
looked
fine.
calm, cool, and
He
collected.
was
It was
cold,
amazing.
Right.
bro.
He was fine.
Yeah,
Jay Daniels cold, bro.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, Vio, I don't know if you remember when we watched the Bo Nix when they played in Oregon, when they played Georgia the first game, and Bo Nix looked awful. And I said,
Yeah, he did.
Bo
Yeah,
Nix cannot be drafted. He
Yeah,
was just
I
awful.
said it right
I
along
thought he
with
was
y'all. Like,
trash.
he
I
was
mean, he
terrible.
went off. I was like, yo, he can't read defenses. He just throw the ball recklessly.
Man,
If you were to tell me 3 years later, 2 years later, he'd be doing what he did this year, I'd have been like, nah.
dog, he
Bo Nix
looks
was
better than
horrible at
Justin
Auburn,
Herbert. He
though.
look,
Bo Nix was
dude,
horrible at Auburn. Bo Nix was
hey,
terrible at Auburn as well.
Yeah,
So
he wasn't good at Auburn either.
they're gonna get mad at me, but I'd rather have him than Justin Herbert. I ain't even gonna lie. I'd
Ooh.
rather have Bo Nix than
Ooh,
Justin
hot
Herbert.
take.
you said you have what?
I'd
He
rather
said he'd
have
take Bo Nix over Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert. I would.
That might be a hot
And you
take
know
to
why?
some.
You know why? You know why though? Justin Herbert don't have that it factor. I've seen him several times have the
Nick's
ball in
got
his hand.
that
He can't
dog
get
in
it
him.
done.
If you look, Nick's got
He
that
don't.
dog in him, man. I watched enough Denver games this year to see him where he got that dog, and them guys believe in him
I
already.
watched the last game when they played Cincinnati. He played his ass off in that game.
He
Played
did.
really.
He did.
He did.
I mean, it sucks they
bro.
lost at the end, but it wasn't because of him. Like he
Right.
threw the ball really well. He just had command of the offense. He looked confident, looked comfortable in the pocket, all that. So no, I definitely
think-
agree there.
And
Go
I
on.
think this speaks into coaching as well. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, coaching
I think
matters.
being there with Sean Payton, because look at even when they had Russell Wilson there, and Sean Payton was like, first of all, you're not gonna have your effing massage therapist up in here. You're not
They're
gonna
gonna
have
have
your
your own
little
office.
who has his own office and stuff like that or whatever. You're not going to have your life coach in here. What are we doing or whatever? You know what I mean? And Russell Wilson, because he's so far into his career and he's married to Sierra and somehow he's made that part of his identity or whatever, he wasn't willing to be coached up and he didn't do well there. He
did.
Bo Nix came in and was like, look, I'm a kid. I'm a college kid. I'm a 5-year starter. I need somebody that's willing to coach me up to the professional level, to coach me up to the NFL level. He was willing to come in and listen. And yeah, it started out a little rocky at first, but once down the stretch, you saw the potential that this kid really has. And like Vio was saying, his players around him started to buy into it as well. And another thing that Sean Payton did, going back to the Bill Walsh example, is when it's time for these players to go, you got to go. You got to go. You can't stay here. Hey, dog, good luck with your career. Good luck with your career.
Yeah.
You understand? Tim Patrick ain't still there. You know, understand, like he got rid of a bunch of receivers because they had loaded up with way too many receivers at one point. You got to go. Sorry, no offense. And I appreciate that he did that. And then slimming down that team and then having Bo Nix there and that team buying into what they were doing, the vision that they had, turned that team around. Even I was impressed. You know what I mean? Because I came in with like
tempered expectations.
Right. Yeah. Maybe finish like third. In that, in the division. I didn't expect them to do well. They did very well.
Division. That's gonna be a tough division.
Very tough division.
Because the Raiders they're not gonna be a joke anymore. This shit's ended. Because Pete Carroll ain't playing. Pete Carroll looks like he all this smiley guy on TV, like us on TV. But I guarantee you, when he go in that locker room and talk to them dudes, that smile goes away quick. He's about business. You don't win as much as Pete Carroll has won and be about business, bro. And don't be about business.
They still got Gino, though.
But that's what I'm saying. Is Gino going to be the answer there?
But notice, Gino has played his best ball under Pete.
Okay,
Gino has played his best ball under Pete.
Yeah,
that's true.
And Gino believes in Pete. Remember, everybody made fun of Gino.
They did.
Pete didn't. Pete's a championship coach.
He said,
I'd rather have you. He said, I'd rather have you over Russell Wilson. That meant something to him.
That's true.
Y'all got to think about that.
I mean,
at this stage, though, that's really should be easy. You don't want no politician Russell Wilson on your team. You don't want that.
So, and then too, and I think too, like one thing about bringing Gino is like when you're a coach of a new team, right? You need somebody that's going to like teach your philosophy.
Right.
Somebody's going to like carry your, that's already going to carry your philosophy out. He can do that. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about it, y'all. I mean, I'm old school, right? Like if you're a young player, you get drafted by the Raiders. What shit are you gonna come in there and talk to? Like you know who Pete Carroll is. Sometimes if it's a new coach or coordinator, they don't know who him is. They kind of talk shit to him because they don't know him yet. But you know Pete Carroll. You know what I mean? You don't do good, you out of it.
Yeah.
It's not like you're gonna talk shit to the owner and say, man, I don't like this coach. No, you're gonna go in there either do what they say or holler.
You know what? I was thinking the same thing, even with like Bill Belichick being at North Carolina, and everyone's saying how it's not going to work. I think it's the opposite. I think he's one of the best, greatest coaches of all time. So how are you going to tell? You're not going to tell Bill Belichick nothing because he will sit your ass on the bench.
They're looking at stupid stuff like he wants his girlfriend CC'd on all the emails. Okay, everybody has little quirky things about them that you may not agree with. But you focusing on the wrong thing. Is he going to be a good coach? I don't give a rat's ass if he wants his dead mama CC'd on emails or whatever. Hey, dog, did he come in there and turn that team around and get them on the winning?
I think he's going to. I think they're going to. I'm not saying they're going to win a national championship next year, but I think they're going to be a lot better than they were this past year.
Absolutely.
I think the AFC West is going to be one of the toughest division in football. I mean, you got
AFC West.
AFC West. I think it's because you got all of those coaches in there. All of those coaches mean business in that division, bro.
Mm-hmm.
There's not one coach in there.
That is probably the best coach.
One coach, right? Ain't one coach in there that one player gonna force out of there. All them coaches are the king of their dome, bro.
Yeah.
You're not gonna go in there. Jim Harbaugh in LA.
Yeah.
Andy Reid, you already know Andy Reid. We ain't got to say that. We just talked about Sean Payton and Pete Carroll.
Yeah. Probably the best coach division.
All of them got a ring. They all got a ring, fool.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Well, Harbaugh got a Michigan. He got the Michigan.
He got a ring.
He got a ring for him. But that's okay.
Hey,
got a
he
ring.
should have had a Super Bowl ring, as they
He should have
called
had a
it,
Super Bowl
holding
ring.
on Crabtree end zone. But we ain't gonna talk about that.
We're not gonna talk about that. You want to talk? You want to bring up that old stuff, yo?
Nah,
We ain't
we'll
gonna talk,
not talk
we
about
ain't gonna, we ain't gonna talk about how they
Jay.
we ain't gonna talk about how they tried to make that Ray Lewis farewell party, but that's okay. It's all right.
But
I like
yo,
Ray
but
Lewis.
yo,
Shout
I
out to
agree
Ray.
with you on the Pete Carroll thing, and I think they're going to draft the dude Genty and take it back to what he did in Seattle and run the ball and play action pass.
I do like Genty a lot.
You got the tight end that you drafted last year that had the most catches.
They have 2 tight ends, bro. They have Mayer and Bowers.
But they trying to trade Mayer though because you got Bowers though, so you don't need
NFL girl, you know who
Mayer.
everybody's sleeping on in the draft? I think the sleeper, y'all, everybody just ain't nobody talk about this dude enough. Is the Arizona wide receiver.
Oh, McMillan? No,
Man.
he's getting some talk now.
Dog.
He's beast. He's a beast. I don't disagree with you.
I watched this
We gotta get through. We gotta get it through March Madness, and you'll see that they'll start talking about McMillan more. Let us get through this. Let us get through this. Get through basketball. No, they absolutely are.
That kid, any kid I watch get 300 yards receiving, I don't give a damn who.
Yeah. I love his size, bro. He's 6'5", can run. He's fast. He's big. Damn.
I can't even do that on Madden.
No one can. Unless you're playing on rookie. Unless you're playing on rookie and you have all the sliders down, then maybe you could do that.
I watched this kid dominate. I was like, damn, if you the corner, like, what do you tell the coach? Like, hey,
zone. No, I watched him against, I think it was the last year when they played Oklahoma in the bowl game. That's when I kind of found out about him. And I was like, yo, this dude is really good.
I say if you get him, I'm with y'all on Genty for the Raiders.
Same.
Or if you get McMillan, like give Geno a weapon like that, man, because you're gonna have to score points in that division. You playing with the Broncos?
I could see that. Because they don't really have a receiver. Who's their receivers?
No, they don't have no receiver.
Geno need that running game for the play action pass though. He definitely needs that.
He does.
I think that's how Pete Carroll. I think that's how Pete Carroll.
Besides Brock Bowers, that's the only person they're going to throw to is Brock Bowers.
I think this if y'all when y'all start doing y'all homework, y'all gonna see that this draft is loaded of running backs though. It's a lot.
It is.
Yeah, Omarion Hampton from North Carolina.
I mean, you can get a dude like even though I don't like them assholes, you can get a guy like Trayshawn Jenkins.
Oh yeah, from Ohio State.
The 4th round. In the 4th or 5th round.
You can.
You know what I mean?
He is a beast.
It's really deep. It's really deep.
It is deep.
It's so like
it's like defensive linemen, offensive linemen, rushing the passer, and running backs. Like it's real thin at receiver, real thin at quarterback.
Yeah, agree.
Did y'all see? I don't know if you saw this, but I saw a mock draft. I know we're like sidetracking, but there was a mock draft that had Shedeur Sanders going 26 to the Rams.
Oh wow. They expected Shedeur not to fall out the top 5.
Well, according to Ryan Wilson from CBS Sports, he has him going 26 to the Rams.
Yeah, okay.
I seen him fall down in number 6, but not no 26.
Oh man,
no, you talking about the back half of the first round? No,
26,
that far down.
26, not 6. 26.
Yeah,
I wonder. I don't think it's due to his play. I think because people don't want to deal with Deion. I think.
Yeah, they just don't like Deion. No, that's what it all.
You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. You know what I mean? I think him dropping ain't got nothing to do with his ability of playing.
No,
I just think that like they don't want that baggage.
They just don't know. They don't like. No, to your point, Bill. They don't like Deion. That's what this all is about. This is, and that's why I didn't even want to talk about
it. Thing, like the LeVar Ball thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you kind of don't want that. It's sideshow is always around.
Because I'm sure if Shedeur is not playing up to snuff or Deion sees something that he's noticing with the coaching, whatever, he's gonna say shit. He ain't gonna not say nothing. Deion's not.
Somebody don't want to deal. Somebody
don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, the NFL teams, they got enough on their plate already.
Right.
Yeah.
All 32 teams got enough on their plate already. They don't want no sideshow either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That is true.
NFL is the only sport where all 32 teams have a chance to win it every year to start.
Well, I don't know about Tennessee though.
Well, you never know.
I kind of
somebody like
not for this.
I mean, like
look at the Commanders though. Look at the Commanders flip the switch like that, right? But Detroit flipped the switch a little bit. You know, it took them a year or two, but they flipped the switch. So it's always an opportunity if you get that quarterback.
Yep.
If I believed in ownership, then I would 100% agree with you guys on that.
I mean, y'all took Will Levis, so that's not going to flip the switch for you guys, right? Will Levis, and that's why you guys are struggling.
Man, I feel like there's games where he looks like outstanding, and then there's game he just can't stop turning the ball over.
All over.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Like the
Right,
Houston
like-
game when they went to Houston, he played actually well, but he got sacked so many times because he was holding the ball too much, because he was pressing, because he didn't want to make a mistake. So he's just getting nailed every time. He
overthinks it, and I think he's way overthinking it. And again, I think part of that is, does he trust his receivers? You understand? I keep saying I don't think they. Where do I keep going back to? You do not have a solid WR1, and and we keep saying I like Calvin Ridley. He's not a WR1.
I agree. I don't think I disagree.
They don't have a tight end. Like, who's their tight end?
85.
They got Tony Pollard at running back as your RB1. He is an RB2 at best.
Actually, but in his defense, he actually had a nice season.
He did have a decent season.
He had a decent season.
He had a decent season.
He had a way better season.
I didn't say he had a terrible
season. Me too. Listen, I was like, man, I was a little bit worried about the run game, but he actually wasn't bad. I mean,
the reason I know because I had him for fantasy. He bought out. I did. Hey, he was nice flex. He was nice. He was
solid. He was solid.
I had him at flex too. So he did okay.
Well, see, look at y'all using my Titans for your benefit.
He was giving you a good. Tony Pollard was giving me a good 10 a week, dog. For real.
Until
I'm saying he definitely is.
That one game that I need on VO.
Yeah,
so we had given up. We had given up at that point. We're not responsible for y'all fantasy teams. We're responsible for trying to either tank or win. And at that point, we're basically just tanking it up. That's it. It's okay. Whatever.
Since we talk about running backs, I have a question, y'all. Who y'all think was who's the worst running back in the league
right now?
Currently?
Yeah.
Oof.
That's a starter? That's still a starter at this point?
Yeah, you watch him, you just like.
I think I need to pull up a list.
It had to be one of the Raiders running backs this past year. It had to be.
Or Rico Dowell from Dallas. I'm not really so.
Yeah, Raiders was Daniel Ballard for the Raiders.
You saw, he was okay.
One of those running backs from the Raiders, they kept switching out.
Yeah, Madison was bad. They had
and then the other one was bad as well. The one they hyped up the VO for fantasy, and he was terrible.
Beer White.
Yeah,
was he here White?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, is he here White? I mean, he was dope in college, but yeah, he wasn't really all that. And
the Raiders running back had to be the worst. Had to be.
Let me see. Well, I'm going on NFL's website to see who they ranked. Will Shipley, your boy, was the worst ranked, but it was more because he didn't play a lot. Will Shipley.
Well, my guy, the guy I'm gonna think of. A lot of people, you can be like, him for real, not bad, but the way I watched him play, either he was hurt or he just got trashed, man. And y'all ain't gonna agree with me, but I'm gonna say it. Brian Robinson from the Washington Commanders.
But you know what's funny? Hey, VO, you know what's funny? Yeah. I was going to say Brian Robinson until I thought about the Raiders.
He's garbage, dog. I don't know how many times he missed holes, bro. He runs into the line like this dude averaged like 2.9 yards a carry. He's trash, dog. He's trash. That's why Austin Eckler came in there. Remember when Austin Eckler came in there, shit got cracking. You know what I mean?
They might need to
went down until he got hurt.
Until he went down, then they had to go back with this. Sorry, boy. He's sorry.
They might have to go get it. They might have to draft a running back at the draft. Actually, they only have 3 picks.
I was going to say Brian Robinson until I thought about the Raiders. I was going to say Brian Robinson until I thought about the Raiders. Literally.
Hey, Smooth, you was right. You'd have been right. Garbage, dog. I'll be watching the game and I'll be seeing the hole open and he never run into it. He run into the lineman every time.
We're talking about
the lineman and he fumbled.
Yeah,
and he fumbled. Yeah, man, he sucks. He's trash.
Okay, actually, we'll go back to our topic that we were discussing before. So, Vio, what were your thoughts on NFL free agency? Like, what did you like? What did you didn't like? What moves scratched your head? And all that stuff.
For an entire league or my team? Or
both. Both. You can go both.
Well, I tell y'all, I mean, as far as the 49ers, I'm good with all of them. The fans are mad, but I'm happy. I like them all. But the one that kind of hurt was the Greenlaw one, though. I'm gonna miss him, man.
Yeah.
That's Y'all got a good one.
Yeah, that's
Take care of my
tough.
boy.
Yeah.
NFL girl, y'all take care of my boy. Y'all got
Oh,
a
he went
good
to.
one.
Oh, he
Oh,
went to
for
the
sure.
Broncos. Oh, he went to the
Yeah,
Broncos. Okay.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. They got a good one, man. Take care of him. But free agency, I guess. Oh,
You got
DK
Kyle
Metcalf going to
Juszczyk
Pittsburgh.
back.
Oh, man, I do, man,
That happened a
man.
little earlier.
That was one of the good things. I was happy they did it. I was like, they finally cut him, dog. So now we can have three receivers on the field. You know what I'm saying?
Not no more tight. No more fullback.
Yeah, man, no more fullback shit.
Yeah,
Nobody use
guess
a
what?
damn fullback.
Nah, no
Guess what
one.
y'all did this morning? Y'all re-signed Kyle
Uh,
Juszczyk on a 2-year deal.
uh,
Oh, they re-signed him to cut him to
uh,
re-sign him. Oh
Yep,
uh,
no.
that's
Yeah,
exactly what they
contract.
did.
Oh
man.
no.
And
Oh
then what
man.
made me mad about it too, we had to get rid of Greenlaw, and then we just traded Jordan Mason to the
Yep,
to the
you did.
Vikings, and we got this asshole back.
Who'd you get back?
Kyle Juszczyk,
Oh,
the juice.
I like
Man,
Mason though. Mason was good.
I know, man. We traded him to the Vikings,
The
man.
Vikings got him, and Vikings already signed him to a 2-year, $7 million deal.
Damn.
But, I mean, I realized we wasn't gonna pay him that much because we already paying
Yeah, no.
McCaffrey, yeah,
McCaffrey.
that's
But
fair. Yeah.
but I mean, shit. That's still I would I still didn't want Eustick back. I mean, I want him gone. I was happy when we cut him, brought him fucking back, man.
Oh, that's funny.
But
What are your thoughts on
no,
Aaron? So, what are your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers, VO? Do you think he should be signed, or do you think he should retire?
that's gonna tie into my next point.
Okay, go ahead.
The one that the trade that I really am I'm watching Michigan, by the way. We get smoked.
Mm,
Yeah, I
Man,
had to. I watched my Vols earlier get beat. So
damn.
oh man, come on, we got beat. How the hell we gonna lose in Wisconsin? Come on, Michigan.
I know,
Anyways,
man. Yeah, go on.
uh the trade that shocked me the most, because let me tell you, whoever the quarterback is, there can only be one quarterback for this kind of team. Nigga, when
Mm.
I saw DK Metcalf went to Pittsburgh, that was the shocker for me. That was the biggest shocker for me, because whoever's in that huddle, you're gonna have a bunch of shut the fucks up all day long between him and George Pickens in that
Oh
huddle.
yeah.
You're gonna need some mental help after every Sunday game when you got them two on your. Now let me
Yeah.
tell you though,
Mm.
but you know who I think's perfect for them? Aaron Rodgers. I think
oh
Aaron Rodgers
God.
is perfect for them. Only, hey, Smooth, think about it. Only he gonna be the type of dude to tell both of them to shut the hell up. Can't no other
The only
quarterback do
one.
it.
If you're saying it
He's
from
the
that
only one.
perspective, yeah, I agree with you
Yeah,
from
That's
that
true.
perspective. If
he's
you're
the
saying it from that
only
angle.
dude. No other quarterback. You got Pickens and DK. You're gonna need a quarterback in there that's strong. You know what I mean? That got a good voice. That got that can carry Mike Tomlin. And only Aaron Rodgers can do that. Aaron Rodgers ain't gonna take no shit from either one of them. Aaron Rodgers already on his own, you know, pedestal, on his own horse. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
so, but I think he can manage the egos of Pickens and DK. And I think I
True.
think because he would want to throw the ball, and that's what they want, both of them. You know what I mean? And Pittsburgh, really, they running game is eh. And if you Pittsburgh, what do you got to lose? You Mike Tomlin, man, you only gonna be there a couple of more years, man. You might as well.
You think they're gonna let
I
him
mean,
go?
I think he'll quit. I think he'll retire,
Or he'll
man.
think he'll retire? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll retire. I don't think he'll let them. I don't think Mike Tomlin will let them fire him.
But the Raiders, but the
I think
Steelers
they'll
don't
give.
fire coaches. The Steelers don't fire coaches. Coaches
I
just
think
stay
they'll
there
give him an
for.
Yeah.
ultimatum. Yeah, they're asking what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't gonna just do that. But yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers should go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm one of the few in there that thinks that, because
Well, word is he only wants to play for the Vikings next. He's either gonna play for the Vikings, he's gonna get it's the Vikings or he retires.
what's this dude trying to do? Follow Brett Favre path or
Basically,
what?
yeah.
Is
Basically.
exactly what he's doing at this point.
Like, is he trolling Brett Favre or what? Like, what's going on?
That's funny. Mike said that earlier. Mike said that
Yeah, I
earlier.
feel like he's trolling Brett Favre or something. Like,
He
what is
is.
this?
He is. He's trying to just do the Brett Favre thing, I guess.
Yep.
And again, if to your point, NFL girl, if that's the mandate that he set, I don't know if the Vikings are going to sign him then. So then
Well,
They might though, because they're all in. 'Cause they just got. The reason
They
I know
said
they're all
they
in because they just, huh?
They literally put the offer out there, and everybody sitting and waiting for him to make his decision.
Vikings have offered him a
Yes,
contract.
they have offered him a deal.
Well, then he's probably going to sign with the Vikings. Then I think he's going to probably sign that.
And
In
the
that case,
and the reason
The
I say
Steelers, The Steelers offered him.
Steelers offer him. Yeah, all of them offer him a deal, and they're waiting for him to make up his mind.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Why
I
he
think the
walking on
Vikings
the
are all
Why he
in.
walking on the beach with earphones on?
Hey, the Vikings are all in because they just traded for a backup running back. They're paying how much money for how much they say Jordan Mason getting paid?
3.5 million a year.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't. They
2 years,
they
7 million.
Oh yeah, they all in. Shit, they paying 3.5 for
Uh,
backup. They got Aaron Jones. They just re-signed Aaron Jones, right?
I mean, they
Yeah, they
fortified
did
their
resign
defensive
him.
line. Like
Yep.
they signed a bunch of guys on the defensive line. They re-signed, I think, Cameron Byram, the safety or the corner. They signed
I
him
think
to
so.
a
Yeah.
deal. So, I mean, to your point, Vio, I mean, they pretty much, I mean, they probably don't think JJ's probably ready, or they want to let JJ sit another year before they throw him out there. So,
I mean, he was hurt, so you kind of want to give him a year to fully develop his body back up and things like that.
That too. So that's fair.
So,
I agree with that.
Man, I think, damn boy, we was terrible last season. 8-24.
Michigan, yeah,
Yeah,
so
oh
we could transition now into NCAA talk. NCAA basketball.
No, I didn't mean to throw. No, I'm sorry. I was just
No, we
y'all,
good.
that number slapped me in the face.
We were Vio, we were awful last year, bro. We were terrible last year. I know Juwan. Listen, we love Juwan Howard, obviously, but coaching
we don't love him that much. We don't love him that much. Hey man, you was good when you was good, bro. You gotta get out of there.
Yeah, I mean, the first year he was killing it, and then I don't know, it got progressively worse. So NCAA tournament's coming up. Smooth wanted to bring up this topic. So Smooth, what are your thoughts on the tournament? Anything kind of standing out to you that you want to highlight or discuss?
I'm just, excited for, college basketball to me, it's like N1, you don't really know who's coming into the league. It's a bunch of one and dones. And I think that is messing up the college game as well as the NBA game. To me, the girls' game right now has more stars and a better product on the floor. So you go on the girls' side, you have all these stars, and you have girls have to stay in school for 3 years.
Is it 3 or 4? I thought it was 4 years, or is it 3?
It's 3 years. It's 3 years if you turn 21 before the season's over. You got to be 21 years old. Come on.
Okay.
On the men's side, you don't even know who these guys are, right?
Hell no.
You have a 5-star that come in.
Cooper Flag. That's it.
Yeah, you don't know.
We knew about him. Hey, y'all. We all knew about him before everybody else.
Yeah, because our boy
always tell us about him.
Our boy, yeah,
exactly.
From Maine. Yeah, exactly.
So it's gonna be a mixed bag for me because I don't really understand, what the college game is anymore, right?
Yeah.
We used to have rivalries where you knew, hey, if these teams play because they have good teams, we've seen these guys for 2 years, they understand how to play basketball. It's great games. And I'm a Carolina fan. You got Hubert Davis, right? First year.
No wonder you don't like the men's college game right now.
No. That has nothing to do with it, though. It's just the fact that at the end of the day, I just don't like the game anymore. The way it's played.
Yeah.
And then also how guys are coming in 1 year, and then these NBA teams are drafting them, and they're not even fully developed as individuals, right? So I only brought up Carolina because how can a coach have a 15-point lead in his first year, go to the finals, and lose to Kansas? How can you do that? And then the next year with the same team, you're the number one team and don't even make the tournament. How is he still there? I don't get it.
And then I don't like how they can do the portal either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it should be one and done with the portal. Like you transfer.
But what I do like though is coaches used to transfer all the time. They didn't have to sit out a year. How is it that a coach can go to another team and get paid from both teams and don't have to sit out? So the portal is giving these kids opportunities like they did coaches. So I do like that, but I think it's getting out of control. And the NIL money, as well as social media, is making it that way.
That part.
So I'm excited for the women's game, and I'm excited to see, the show comes on East Coast at 7 or 8 o'clock. Of course, NF Girls on West Coast, so she said 5 and 6, right? Because she's on the West Coast, right? Yeah. So I'm just excited for the girls' game, to be honest with you, not for the men's.
Who are you picking in the girls' one then? Who you got right now?
On the girls' side, I think, with Juju and USC, they play one girl basketball, even though they have talent. So I don't think they can win. UCLA.
They have 2 girls. USC has 2 girls.
They have 2 girls.
Give out Kiki. Kiki go hard.
But Kiki is only getting shots when Juju don't shoot the ball. Juju will shoot the ball 30 times a game.
Remember, Kiki
That's why they
helped take that Stanford team last year.
Yep.
With Cameron Brent.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, Vio, I know. I think she made the wrong choice for changing the team. She should have went to another team, and you would see her the same way she was at Stanford. You don't see the same girl that was at Stanford this year at USC because Juju playing one girl basketball, just like Notre Dame. Hidalgo shoots too much, and that's why you see them struggling at the end of the year. In girls basketball, you have to have a team. Just like Caitlin Clark was a one-woman show last year. You can't win that way. So I don't think USC or Notre Dame has a chance because they don't play team basketball. You know, you have South Carolina with Don Staley, who understands how to run a program, and then you have UCLA, whose coach is suspect, but they have Lauren Betts, 6'7". You can't teach that. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens when the selection show comes out. It's going to be pivotal who's the number one seed, who's the overall number one, because the path is going to be a little easy. So that's what I'm excited about to see, and that's what I had to say. I just wanted to talk about it from that perspective because we don't really give the women's game the actual power or deserve that they have right now, because the women's game right now is being watched more than the men's game.
That's facts.
That is
Everybody got this shit on ABC.
Yeah, that is true.
That shit is on ABC, man. But hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. NFL girl, back me up. It's about 12 teams that could win the national championship in girls basketball.
On the women's side,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's about
Have
12.
y'all seen Madison Booker play down there for Texas? You understand what I'm saying? Like, there are some phenomenal teams
Haley
on the
Van
women's
Lith.
side.
Haley Van Lith.
They don't play no defense though, VO. They can't win.
That's true.
They don't play ED.
No.
Now Texas
look good. Yeah.
But Texas can't shoot the 3-point shot. So you cannot continue to win games when you can't hit 3-pointers. And that's why they lose games, because how many teams have you seen that don't shoot the three that win the game in the girls' game? You gotta have that
LSU. My girl Michaela Williams and Flau'jae Johnson, Flau'jae, whatever you call her name. Michaela Williams is really the one on that team, though. If y'all know, if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Who's the one?
Michaela Williams.
Oh, she's the best. Absolutely. She's the best. She's the best. But Flau'jae is the straw that stirs the drink, because without her intensity,
she cold.
And without her defense,
super cold.
Yeah. But see, Coach Mulkey don't play her bench. And because she don't play her bench, them girls out there tired.
That's another one who, like, I admire her because she reminds me just of like coaches in high school. Like, I know, like, they don't put over no shit, man. If you don't come in there saying I ain't gonna practice.
Yeah, that's
or I don't feel like it, or
that's some wild stuff right there. That's crazy.
I mean, Staley's the same way. Staley don't play that shit.
I know Staley. Staley definitely.
Absolutely not. You ain't gotta play here. Listen, you don't gotta practice, but you ain't gonna play here.
Right. My girl Ivy in Notre Dame, dog. Same thing. I like her. She cold, man.
She's
mean
definitely
business.
Cold, but she has to pull the reins back on her dog and play team basketball.
Man, but Olivia Miles is good though.
She don't play no defense.
Olivia Miles?
If the last 4 games,
the pro?
Yeah, with the girl with the goggles.
Yeah.
She don't play no D. The last couple of games, that's why they lost. They lost 4 of their last 5 games at the end of the year when they was number 1 in the league.
They also played some good teams, man. But Duke underrated.
Oh, Duke, yeah. Carol Lawson is a good coach. She's a good coach.
Like I said, the women's college game is where it's at, bro. Like,
right now,
if you ain't watching that.
I can't tell y'all how delighted this conversation.
I know. I'm just watching in awe. I love it. I didn't want to.
I'm loving the two of y'all talk about the women's game. You know what I mean?
I'll watch it.
Because the women's game is so much. College women's game is so much better than the men's game.
I started watching it recently a lot more too.
Right? Because like you guys keep saying, these men's players are not there long enough for us to get attached to them.
That part.
You understand? Like Reed Shepherd is already in the league. You understand? Zach Edey is already in the league.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, like back in the day, like when we watched it, like in the 90s, like with the Fab Five with Michigan, like at least those guys stayed with 3 years.
We knew about them.
There was
the reason you hated. Right. The reason you hated Christian Laettner is because you had to watch that motherfucker like 2, 3, 4 years in a row bust everybody's ass.
Exactly.
And stand his ass. Like I hated. Oh my god, I still hate Christian Laettner.
Listen,
Hey, I
To
like
this
Christian
day,
Laettner, dog. I
I don't.
that dude get
I
hate
fuck
mail
with
to this day. When they did that 30 for 30 on him, he said
Yeah.
he still get hate mail to this
I
day.
fuck with Christian Laettner, dog. You know why? Because he was scared of no fucking body. He was like,
Nobody.
he saw Weber and all them. He's like, so
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
man, I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah, he was talking to
The,
you. He
the
backed
rest
it
of that
up.
team, the rest of the
But
team
he
was
was winning.
scared.
He was backing it up. He
He
was
was backing it
winning.
up. So you
Yeah,
can talk your
the
shit
rest
as
of
long
the
as you
team
back
was
it up.
scared. The rest of the team was scared. They're like, man, who all these niggas talking shit
But
here? Who are these? And Christian Laettner like, I don't give a damn. Fuck them. Let's go.
but you see what I'm saying? We're talking about in the era of when men's players stuck
Stayed.
around for 2, 3, 4 years,
At
so you
least.
could build up either
Now,
a
yeah,
like or a hate.
there's none.
Now the dude is already in the league. Like I said, Reed Shepard's already in the league. Cooper Flag next year will be in the league. You understand? So you don't develop the type of attachment, the type of love for that team or the players or anything where you're like, oh, I'm going to follow Duke for the next year, North Carolina for the next year, St. John's with Rick Pitino getting them back into the back into the tourney this year or whatever. Yeah. I love what Rick Pitino did, and getting St. John's back in the tournament is phenomenal.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But if you ask me to name his entire if you ask me to name his starting five, I could only name maybe out 2 at most.
Hey, Christian Laettner was a dog. He told Chris Webber, he's like, I'll be fucking Larry Johnson. Who are you? Look at you.
And that's what we want. That's what we miss in the men's game. You understand? That's what we miss in the men's game.
I'm about to be a repeat champion. You in my way. Move.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like we don't have that type of attachment. Whereas when the women's game, we do develop these attachments because these players are going to be around for 2, 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll be there in 3 or 4 years or whatever. Yeah. Watching Juju last year that was a freshman. She was doing those numbers.
Yeah, Juju was
Juju is still there. Guess what? Right. If Juju don't win it all this year, Juju will be back again next year. Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah.
Hannah Hidalgo will still be there. Like come on now.
We ain't even mentioned the girl though. We ain't even mentioned the one, Paige Beckers. That's the one.
Paige Beckers is my
Paige been there, right? But if she doesn't win a championship, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna talk about her and talk about her like they did.
Her legacy, yeah. I agree with that.
Because if Paige Beckers didn't get hurt, she might have won, but she's been injured 2 times.
One thing she did though, if she don't win championship, she did win College Player of the Year as a freshman though.
Yeah, I love Paige Beckers.
At the end of the day, you know, if she don't win the title, I mean, we wanted to win it, but ain't many people pulling that off.
Right.
Like, I think with Kevin Durant. Yeah, right. She's gonna be number 1 overall draft pick. I don't care who wins College Player of the Year.
Yeah, she's the number 1 overall.
She's gonna be number 1 pick.
Absolutely.
She would have been in last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. Everybody said Caitlin Clark. I think no. I would give me Paige Beckers. I like Caitlin.
I think Paige is the better player than Caitlin Clark. Flat out.
Way better.
Flat out.
Woo!
Yeah,
I'm putting that in a short. I'm gonna post that boy.
Yeah, because Paige and Juju, they all around players. They do all around. Right. They have all around.
That's facts.
I don't disagree with y'all. I'm just saying.
Paige and Juju, they have all around game, dog. Like they do everything. They don't just
the reason I love Juju is Juju had some off games last season. What did Juju? Watch video of who Juju was training with in the off season?
Oh, Phil Henry.
Exactly.
Yep.
She was willing to say, I don't know it all. I don't know this game at the level that I need to. Come in here and coach me on my off season so I can develop my game, my all around game. I need to develop my outside shot. I need to be better on defense. That's a hell of a thing to do.
Oh yeah.
I love Juju. I think the coach is the problem. Flat out. The coach is the problem. A different coach, they probably won a national championship. But she had put in place Juju or nothing. You can tell when they play. It's Juju or nothing. And when Juju has a good game, they win. If Juju has a bad game, they lose.
If Juju struggles, that team struggles. Yep. Yeah. That's fact. That's fact.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, you gonna see Kiki, man. She gonna make you see her, dog. You ain't seen her yet.
She gotta get the ball over, yo. How she get the ball?
You will.
If Juju shoot it. If Juju shoot
it
30 times,
girl in the offseason, NFL girl. I saw that girl in the offseason dunking like nothing. I was like, what?
Hey, VO.
I mean, she
made the
wasn't tip
wrong
dunking either.
choice.
She wasn't tip dunking either. Like, oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
she
yeah.
was
Like the
throwing
legit
that shit down.
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
I was like, oh.
But VO, I agree with you
Yeah.
on Kiki. She should have went to a different school.
She gonna
Not
be
a
a top
school with a
5
coach.
WNBA pick.
Oh, she
She
is.
not
She
going.
is.
She going in the top 5.
Yeah.
She is. But what I'm saying is, VO, she went to the wrong school with the wrong coach. That's the only thing about Juju. The way she played at Stanford, she should have went to a different school, and you would see Kiki. You don't see Kiki now. She's down there boxing out, getting rebounds while Juju shoot. That's all you're gonna see.
Man, she gets. It's gonna be interesting. This girl tournament gonna be interesting. It's a lot of. Man,
It's
like you said,
so
Madison
many
Booker.
teams. Right. It's so many teams that could win it. If they play their A games, it's not any one team that is. It's
Duke
not
could
like
win
last. Duke could win it.
Yeah.
Like for real.
Yeah.
That's why I would win
UCLA
the
could win
Matchups,
it.
right? The matchups, right?
Texas
yeah,
could win it.
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like
matchups.
there's that I like the women's bracket way better than the men's simply because I feel like the teams are more competitive. And what is the thing that it sounds like all of us are agreeing on? The teams are cohesive because they've been playing together for at least 2-3 years and stuff like that. Whereas every year,
coaching
and the coaching. Whereas when it comes to the men's game, because it's such a high turnover, they're doing one and done. They don't have that same cohesion. And even they're not playing exactly.
Yeah. Even to your point, NFL girl, the teams that let's say win right now successfully in the NCAA tournament are the teams that have been playing 3 or 4 years, like the Oaklands that beat Kentucky, who has all these 5-star players.
Right.
But yet Oakland with some no-name guys just dominating them because they don't know how to play together. It's different when you're dropping buckets, just whooping every part of their ass. And I think that's unfortunately the trend of it.
It's the same thing like when you go play pickup ball. You know what I'm saying? Like you got that one group that come in and they all play with each other. They know what each other's gonna do. They get out there and they stay on the court all day.
They run you off the court because you think, we got these guys ain't gonna do nothing, and then they whoop your ass.
They bust your ass. Right.
They're like, oh, they sorry. Look at them.
And the difference between the men and the women, you ain't gonna see a whole bunch of upsets over the women's side. Because it's team basketball.
No,
over the men's side, it's one-on-one basketball. That's why you see so many upsets.
And you gotta hope.
And again, like VO was just talking about with the Oakland team, that's because some of these teams that are going to make it into the tournament are teams that have played in these smaller schools that have played together because they aren't on television all the time. They have had an opportunity to build and develop their relationship over a 2-3 year period and stuff like that, as opposed to every year they having turnover, they're having to get a new point guard, new center, or somebody like that because that person went into the league.
Or the portal.
Right. Or the portal.
Exactly.
I think the portal is I just think it's bad for this reason alone. It just teaches people
to quit.
Like in general, like I'm gonna teach it's a life lesson. It's like it teaches them no matter what you can do, you can just change.
I think
if it don't work out, you can leave.
The transfer portal. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Fergal. I'll let you go now.
The transfer portal is the gift and the curse. I feel like in some respects it is for the players. I feel like is it getting out of hand now? Yes. You know what I mean? Especially when some players are transferring 2, 3, 4 times and stuff like that.
Yeah.
However,
aka JT Daniels.
Like why you've been in college for 8 years now? Like, come on, dog.
Yeah. You should have a master's or a doctorate at that point.
Right. On the other side, though, I think it is beneficial because I also feel like the transfer portal is giving these players an opportunity to go and play someplace where they may get more playing time. Yeah. Prime example, back in the day, if you went to the reason you went to Alabama back in the day is because it was Alabama and you're going to, on the football side.
Yeah.
You went to Alabama because you're going to play on to get a national championship. But if you was the third string running back, you wasn't seeing no playing time.
Nope.
You won the 2015 national championship, but you was behind two other running backs.
Because I think of that year, to your point, I think it was Derrick Henry, I think Alvin Kamara, and then someone else was like a 5-star.
Exactly.
And Derrick Henry obviously is big ass. You're not starting over Derrick Henry, so you're gonna have to sit your ass down and wait.
Alvin Kamara ended up at Tennessee.
Do you
understand? That's how he ended up getting drafted. So I feel like the transfer portal is beneficial in that respect. If I know that I'm not going to get starting time, winning a national championship is great and all, but if you have no tape to show anybody, to show these NFL teams, why am I drafting you? You're asking me to take a chance on you. But if I go if I leave Alabama and go play for Tennessee, Iowa, Michigan or someplace else where I'm going to get an opportunity to start and get a chance for people to be seen, that is a better opportunity. So, and also if they're going to get better, and nowadays because of the NIL, if they're going to get better NIL at a bigger school, at a P5 school in particular, I'm going to go where I can get better money.
Yeah, like I think to your point, Unforgirl, I think to Vio's point, sorry, just to cut you off a little quick. To Vio's point, I agree. I think in some aspects with some of these players, yeah, I think there's some in some cases, like JT getting a little. I'll give you a perfect example. JT Daniels was at USC, then he transferred to Georgia, then he transferred to West Virginia, then he transferred to Rice. At some point, you're just not that guy. No offense to JT Daniels, you're just not that guy, and that's okay. Go do something else. But I also look at an example. Yeah, go on.
I'm gonna give you an example of the transfer portal from a women's side and how effective it is. You have South Carolina that lost to Caitlin Clark and them, right, the year before. And they had no outside shooting. So Tahina Powell, coming from Oregon, could shoot the ball, and Dawn Staley called her. They made that move. They won the championship next year. Haley Van Lith went to LSU. It was too big for her. She got criticized. Transferred over to TCU this year. Brought her draft stack back up. So
Very
that's
true,
when the actual transfer portal is utilized in the right manner.
Right.
In the right manner.
Haley took a chance and got criticized, but then went over to TCU. Now she's looking like a point guard and increased her draft stock. As well as Tahina Powell. She couldn't win in Oregon. She came to South Carolina and she won. Now she learned how to play defense and increased her draft stock. Being in a winning program and winning. Two examples of transfer and portal working effectively,
right?
Opposed to what you're saying, Big Mike, is not working effectively. I think on the women's side, it's exceptionally better because the girls are looking to win. Over the men's side, they're looking for money only.
Yeah,
it's not winning that they're doing.
Yeah, they're not like a player's not transferring, for example, to win. Like I think with Jamison Williams is a perfect example. He was at Ohio State, couldn't barely see the field because he had 3 first-rounders in front of him, so he had to transfer to Alabama to get some pub, right? And that was a good benefit of the transfer portal. But then you see some players where they're transferring 3 or 4 times, and you're seeing a player that, let's say, they were at one school, then they transfer to a next school, then they transfer. I'm like, what are you doing? Like I just feel like also they're getting bad advice, but I also think they're getting bad advice too. Like I think these kids are also, you know, social media. Their homeboys back home, like, yo, man, I remember when you back in high school, man. You were in high school. Now you can't.
Man, you was a 5-star recruit. You ain't
a 5-star recruit. You can't see the field. Man, these coaches are bugging. These coaches are out their mind, man.
Exactly.
You need to transfer. You need to go somewhere else. And I think that plays on. Like I'll give you an example, Vio. One of the players on Michigan, Amarion Walker. He initially transferred. He was at Michigan. He's still at Michigan now. He transferred briefly to Ole Miss, and then he came back to Michigan. But before he transferred, he was saying that people were in his ear telling him, bro, you should leave. Like his first year, go. Even though he was young, he was skinny, he hadn't really developed his body or anything. He didn't even really have a position. And they were like, yo, you need to transfer. And he had to literally shut all that shit out and make a decision based off what made sense for him. And a lot of these kids aren't doing that because they're getting all this stuff in the air. Vio, I agree with you. I think the transfer portal is bad at some degree because a lot of these kids are just quitting because they don't get a chance to start.
Yeah, that's the way I think it's bad. Other than that, I mean, there's good reasons. It's like it's good and bad reasons for everything, you know.
Yeah, right. But I just think that I think with the transfer portal, players should be.
I think they're abusing it. That's how I just would have put it.
I think a player should be able to transfer one time and then that's it. Make your
the men are abusing it.
Oh, the men are killing. Oh, jeez, Lord, dude.
Men are abusing the hell out of that shit.
They gotta I agree with you, Bill. They gotta rein that in because transferring 3 or 4 times. Are you serious, bro? JT Daniels, you transferred 3 or 4 to 4 schools, 4 different schools.
6, 7, like they'll say this guy's been on 7 years. Like 7 years.
Yeah, McCormick from Miami. McCormick, the tight end. He was like. He should have had a doctorate. He was in school for so damn long. He better.
Wasn't there a tight end that was in for 8 years?
8 years. Yeah. McCormick.
He actually does have. I think he was studying for his PhD. That's the
better. Listen, you've been in school 8 years.
That's how long he's been in school,
bro. If you,
we can tell people now. I remember when we grew up back in the day when you used to go to school for 4 years
and get the hell out.
Just 4 years.
This man there 8 years. He loved college that much. He either loved college that much or just couldn't get drafted.
Now, if you tell a dude you're in college for 4 years, they're like, "What?" They don't, they don't even sound.
What was the rush? Why'd you leave so soon?
Yeah. Why you leave so soon? Like what? Yeah, it's crazy now, dog.
I think that's a little bit like because the guy. Well, how old was he? Like 27?
I think,
McCormick?
Let me look him up.
I feel like it was 27 or 20. That's crazy, bro. That is how you playing? You're 27 years old. You're playing against what? 22-year-old at
You
best.
talking the guy from Miami? Is that
The Miami McCormick, the tight end.
Yeah.
I think he was like 27 years old. I'm like, my dude, come on, bro.
Abused.
Yeah, he abused it. So to be to Europe, I mean, 4 years.
Abused and misused on the men's side.
That's crazy.
And misused on the men's side.
Go somewhere. McCormick, listen, we love you. We're so glad that
I'm sorry, we're wrong. He did 9 years availability.
Oh my God.
9
might have been the
years.
one.
It
That might be
after suffering multiple season-ending injuries, requiring surgeries, and 1 extra year because of COVID eligibility, McCormick was granted a 9th year of NCAA eligibility, extending through the 2024. So last year was his final year, finally.
Why?
So wait, he came in 15?
He's 26 years old.
26.
Y'all do the math. He is 26.
So he must have came in 2016, bro. Or something like that. 2016, 2017.
He was at college at Oregon in 2016.
Yes, Oregon. Yes, that's all right. I remember he was at Oregon, then he transferred to Miami, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
He was at Oregon for 2016 to 2022, and at Miami starting in 2023.
Like they need to like to Veal, to your point. I mean, that's a little too much, bro. Like you got to look at the resume and be like, dude, you've been here how long? Okay, we're not.
I could have went to college 2 times.
Yeah,
graduated twice.
You could have had 2 different degrees. You could add
that's all I'm saying. Like, where are we in our college degrees?
With a year to spare.
Y'all slacking out here because McCormick got doctorates and shit right now.
Man, that's nuts, y'all.
I didn't know it was 9 years. I thought it was 8 or 7 for some reason. I didn't know. I mean, not that makes much of a difference. That's still a long ass time you were in school, but 9 years.
That's absolutely a long ass time.
How you, dude? Don't you want to leave by that time?
Yeah, at that point, I want to go.
You should want to go. Like,
unless he's still the big man on campus.
Well, they're saying you got to keep in mind that a lot of it had to do with like
injury.
He had multiple injuries.
Over
his career.
I guess that has to be the case.
So it wasn't like he was doing it like I'm just gonna keep transferring, and that way I can extend my eligibility. He legitimately got hurt repeatedly.
Okay, well I guess
it makes some sense.
But that's still a lot.
He didn't give up. Man, what the hell is this, Michigan? Come on, man.
I don't even want to see the score. Don't even bring it up to me because I'm
they let little dudes get rebounds, man. We got 3 7-footers out there.
Well, we've been struggling with turnovers, Michigan, the men's team, all year, so that ain't even a surprise.
I know Danny Wolf is cold, though. I know that, though.
Yeah, I like Danny Wolf. Hopefully, he goes to the Raptors in the second round, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. See what happens.
I want to ask y'all, who y'all think win the NBA championship? I got my opinion. First, who y'all think winning? Real quick, who y'all think win the men's championship? Real quick.
Okay.
If y'all have an opinion, because I have mine.
Okay.
And then I want to know who y'all think gonna win the NBA championship.
Okay. So who do you want to start? Do you want to give yours first, or do you want to go? Who do you want to go first?
I'll go last, but I want to hear y'all's.
I gotta think about that one. Men's. Okay, so you're saying college. I'm trying to think. I got a pick for the NBA, but I'm thinking of college men's.
All right. Smooth. Who you got winning men's championship?
I think it's going to be one of the SEC teams because I think that's been the best, conference this year. I think it's been one of the SEC teams. I think Duke might make it to the Elite Eight Final Four, but I think that coaching going to come down to it again. I don't think Shire is a great coach. He has tremendous talent at Duke, but they still haven't won, and he hasn't really made it that far in the tournament. Actually, so I think it'll be one of these SEC teams who have been in the top 5 the whole year. One of those teams I can't pick which one because it's like night and day sometimes with these SEC teams.
True.
Great one night, not great the next.
Yeah,
I'll go with so for college, I'll go Auburn. I'll pick Auburn. I've seen them the most. I think they're somewhat consistent-ish enough. I think they're deep enough to where I think they could make a run. But to Smooth's point, I think I think Tennessee's really good. I think Tennessee's going to be a tough out regardless. Alabama's going to be a tough out. Florida's going to be a tough out. So I think one of the SEC teams. But if I had to pick I'll pick a team. I'll pick Auburn. I'll take Auburn.
Okay.
What about NFL? NFL overall, I already know who she's picking.
Actually, I love my Vols. I don't know. They struggled against Auburn, and they obviously struggled against Florida today. Jesus Christ. So yeah, I would say Auburn because I actually like Bruce Pearl. I think when we went into coaching, it's like Smooth was saying or whatever. At the end of the day, it comes down to having a good coach as well as good players that play well together and having a deep squad. And I think Auburn does have that. I know they got caught slipping against my Vols and ended up losing in the quarterfinal. Was it semifinals? They ended up losing.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah, they lost in the semifinals of the SEC title series or whatever. But I think that at the end of the day, they do have one of the deepest squads, one of the better squads. And I actually like Bruce Pearl. I think they have one of the better coach teams.
Okay, yeah. Who you got now?
Auburn, one SEC.
I got two Auburn. We got two Auburns and a SEC. So who you got, Vio?
I hope the team that everybody hates wins it. I want Duke.
Say Duke.
You want Duke?
I mean, they are getting Cooper Flag back for the tournament.
I watched. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I watched every one of their games this season. Okay. I watched every single Duke game this season, just to watch play. I like the Malik dude. I think he's the X factor. I don't think you got anybody to F with him. You know what I'm saying? This dude shoots 70% from the field. And then I saw him hitting threes. I was like, oh, you done.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the Raptors I hope the Raptors might get him if he falls to number 5.
He and then the Knipple, that guy, like he doesn't just shoot the basketball. He's a good all-around player, dog. That's why they won the tournament. You know what I'm saying? And then Flag. Obviously. I like Flag, dog. But I like their team. Man, I like Malik though. I like him though. He's big, and you don't think he's got skill around the basket to do can shoot. He got a nice soft touch. He will throw your shit to the.
He's like 7.
Big old dude.
He's big. Jesus Christ.
Remember against the USA when they played? He was balling out. Remember they almost beat them.
Even like the game, I watched the game when they played Auburn. Auburn and Duke played, and he played pretty well in that game too. So I mean,
I just think nobody's gonna have a matchup for him in the tournament. I just think he's gonna fuck up everybody's game.
Hopefully,
because you ain't, huh?
Yeah, to Smooth's point about coaching, right? If the coaching's proper, then they should be able to do that.
And then you gotta worry about how you're gonna get in the paint. And then they got other good players too, though.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Proctor.
The other guy? James, is that his name?
I think so. There's a guy Proctor I think is pretty good too.
No, it's another kid though that's he got braids, man. Little dude, number 3. What is his number? I can't remember, but he's cold, man. But yeah, I like. And then number 14, I remember him too. He's nice. So they got a team, man. I just think I just don't think nobody gonna beat them, man. That's my opinion.
Okay.
I don't see anybody beating Duke. Nobody.
All right. So okay, well NBA, you said NBA pick, right? Who got in the NBA?
Oh man, now that was tough.
I'm gonna go with OKC. I'm gonna go with like a dark horse pick. I'm gonna take OKC. I feel like they've been the best team in the league for the most part. I think Shea should be MVP. If he does win MVP, then the MVP doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what the criteria is at that point. At some point, we gotta give him the MVP. What more can he do? Like he's done all out of what more he can do. I think they learned their lesson from last year. I mean, the West is gonna be tough. I mean, it's definitely gonna be tough. But I think if they get out the West, I think they can beat Boston. I think they beat Cleveland. I think they definitely beat New York. If let's say New York magically got in. So my pick is OKC.
I like it. They're on the radar. Oh, come on, man.
Who else y'all got? I guess NFL girl. Who do you got in the NBA Finals?
Y'all gonna hate me. I still would go with the Celtics for now.
Oh,
I don't hate you. That's a good pick because they can. Okay. I mean, it's not like they can't.
They can. Right? They can get out the East.
I mean, it's not like they can't win it. We just take right now. It's kind of they don't have the best record, so
they don't have the best record. And then part of that is they haven't been staying healthy. Like they haven't all been on the court at the same time. True. You know,
I can dig it.
Jason Tatum came back, then Jaylen Brown got hurt. Like Jaylen Brown is out now. And so, like I said, now they got Kristaps Porzingis out and now Al Horford is out. So it's always like a rotating schedule of who's in it. Derek White
Who's
is
in
out
it.
the other night, so that's what I'm saying. Like it's a rotating schedule, and so that's kind of what's been hurting them down this, in this period here is that it's been a minute since all of them have been on the court at the same time, and so. But down the stretch, if they get healthy and they really get out there, I see them being able to repeat. But we'll see.
That.
Okay, Smooth. What say you? Who you got in the NBA?
Oh, you got the Sixers or the Bulls?
Neither. So I say. So I would say, for the Celtics, they have no low post presence, and that's going to hurt them in the long run, right? So I think, you had a Denver team that struggled last year, but now they're playing good basketball because they're getting healthy. I think it's a terrible matchup for Boston if they make it to the finals.
They
have nobody for Jokic, and Jokic creates chaos for your team if he's playing great basketball. So I would say the Denver Nuggets, watching them, they beat OKC, and then OKC beat them. I think if they come out of the West, either if the Celtics or the Cavs, it's just not a good matchup for neither one of the teams. So I say the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, I can't argue against Denver. Denver's pretty good too, so I can't even argue against that one. Vio, who you got in the NBA?
I'm gonna have to go with Smooth on that one, bro.
Denver? Okay.
Ain't nobody gonna be.
Yeah.
You don't have an answer for that guy.
No one has an answer for Jokic. I don't think.
And if Russell Westbrook keep playing like that, forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's been playing really, really well.
Yeah, and then they just got too many weapons, bro. Like they got a nice team. The way they weapons are, they don't get in each other's way. Like they got a dude that's in the paint. Then they got a nice sharp shooter. Then they got a guy who's a mid-range guy who can shoot threes, but he's mainly mid-range, so he don't get in Porter's way. Then you got Joker who can mid-range, short, or three.
Or post.
You got a point guard. You got a point guard that can hit the three.
You got Christian, and then Christian Brown too.
Got Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon. That's what I was gonna say. Aaron Gordon. You got
Aaron
blue
Gordon,
guys who hit threes.
Yep.
And then they got a good coach.
Christian Brown been real solid for them. Don't shoot too much. Take good shots. Play good defense.
So Smooth, I'm surprised you didn't. So where do you see your Lakers then? If you don't, because I know you're a Laker guy. You're not. Where do you see your Lakers going in the playoffs?
See, I'm an honest guy.
I know you're honest. That's why I asked. That's why I asked the question.
I'm an honest guy. It was a great move for the Lakers stealing.
You stole him.
Donnie,
you were giving him. You were giving him.
Dallas, right?
They gave him to you.
A great move, but LeBron is on his way out. So I don't think he has enough in his tank. He already has a groin injury. He's been out. He's going to be out 2 weeks. They're sliding down. He was in second place. Then lost 4 straight. Now they're in 5th place. I don't know where they're going to end up at, but I don't think they have enough. I think that trade with Charlotte to get Williams help them out big time.
Yeah, it would have
helped them out big time, and I would feel better with that team. But when that trade got then they don't have that big man because you're looking at Jackson Hayes. He's not a real big man.
Or Koloko.
They don't have that. They don't have that defense or the big man to stop Jokic because that'll be a bad matchup for the Lakers as well.
Right.
Because he would just torch them. And
just torch them, yeah.
Because they don't have that, but in the offseason, they will make several moves. Because once you get a star in LA, people follow.
They'll probably try to get Mark
I will say this though. I wouldn't count out the Thunder though.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
They have the one thing that Denver has. They have a dude you can't stop. Nobody can stop Alexander.
Yeah, Shea is. No. I watched them yesterday against Detroit.
There's nobody like I watched. There's nobody you can't stop him.
Yeah,
he's like Allen Iverson at 6'7".
I love Shea so much. I want Shea to win it. I want Shea to win the MVP.
And just want to throw it out there. He is Canadian. He's from Brampton, Ontario, Canada.
Just had to throw that out.
Just in case people don't know.
He don't play for the Raptors though. He don't play for the Raptors.
Listen, I'm one drunken night away from making the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander jersey.
But he should have won. He should have won it last year. He should have won it.
Absolutely. I feel he should have won it last year.
The one thing about the Raptors, I feel like I'm a Cooper Flag fan, right? I'm just going to admit it. Okay, I do. I like the kid. I like everything about him. I like everything about him. I ain't even gonna hold you. I feel like if he goes to Toronto, we'll never see him again.
That's fine. That's fine.
He'll be gone, man. He'll be gone.
That's fine.
You'll be seeing him, and it'll be over. And
it will be over because if he ever comes here and he ingratiates himself with the Raptors and all that, and we'll love him to death. You are absolutely right, Vio. I don't disagree with you. You will never see him again.
We'll never.
You won't.
Vince Carter.
Yeah. That's okay.
We'll never hear from.
You will not. You probably won't, and that's okay. I mean, for me, I'm not complaining about that, so I don't have a problem with that. You might, y'all might, but I don't have it.
But the team I don't want him to go to, the team I do not. I will block. I will bear the NBA.
Philly.
Yes, man. He better not go.
Well, I don't think he can go to Philly because OKC owns their pick, so it shouldn't go. If he goes to OKC, I'm done.
Oh no.
OKC,
because OKC has Philly's pick.
Well, if OKC, Chet Holmgren got to be healthy for them to win.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with that.
He's an X factor.
He is an X factor, but I agree with you, Smooth. I mean, in the playoffs, a deep run, I think Chet needs to be healthy. I agree.
He has to be. He has to be.
If I was saying that if everything's equal and everyone's healthy, if Chet's not healthy, then it's going to be tricky.
That's what bit him in the ass last year against the Wolves. Was Chet being injured and going in and out?
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over. We Big Ten champs, baby. I'm sorry.
Oh, we won?
Yeah.
Go blue, baby.
All right, never mind. Sorry.
Go on, Afro girl.
Y'all are tripping. I'm just saying.
What do you mean? Listen, go. Yeah. That's not our fault that me and Vio are blue.
Okay, then Vio can't be on. Then that's
even
this back out.
Can I say this real quick? Go ahead,
Vio. Talk your stuff.
We were 8-24 last year.
Yeah, we were awful.
Give us our flowers.
Please.
In 24
Congrats,
you know how Vio, did you watch a game last year? I watched one game last year and it was like I literally wanted to throw my ticket.
But what I realized is Big Mike, you wasn't all this big blue last week with me and NFL girl. Now you get your boy on there.
Yeah,
Michigan was not brought up. I was waiting for my big blue brother Vio to come on.
That's what it is.
We could get it going. Don't
worry
about
Not a damn thing.
Don't matter.
Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing.
I want y'all to keep that. Don't tell me nothing because when college football starts, I'm going to be talking.
Tough man was willing to talk about his Titans. Was willing to talk about his Raptors. Was willing to talk about his Maple Leafs, but did not bring up Michigan at all. Fuck out of here.
I was waiting for my big
don't do that.
Vio, I was waiting for my big blue brother to come on. That's all.
Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
It's okay.
Exactly. Okay.
The hate is real. The hate is real, Vio. It's all good though.
No.
You ain't had love for them.
I said congrats.
I've always had love for Michigan. Don't do that. I always have love for my team.
Hey, Donaldson, boy, that's my boy.
Congrats. I said congrats. I said Big Mike.
You said congrats. Hey, Donaldson,
I said Mike. Big Mike.
I said Big Mike.
I just said Big Mike.
Michigan was not broached, and I didn't want to get any venom from y'all. Like, oh, you just bringing up Michigan, so that's why I didn't bring it up.
That's the lie you're gonna go with. Okay,
that's the lie I'm gonna go with.
Okay, that's the lie you're gonna go with.
I stand
on. All right, cool.
Two times today, Vio said something about Michigan, and you said Big Blue both times. That's all I'm saying. Big Mike.
Exactly.
I said go blue. Don't do that. I did not say Big Blue. I said go blue. Do not do that.
I said go blue. Go blue.
Yeah,
that's what I said. Go blue.
Man. That's my team.
Go blue.
And I listen. And in my intro, I said I am a Michigan fanatic.
Hey,
it's all good.
We was 8-24, dog.
Okay.
Cool.
And we I know we gonna be in the. All I know is we gonna be in the tournament. That's all I know.
Yeah, y'all got the auto bid. That's what's
up. Got the auto bid.
We were gonna be in it. I think we were gonna be in it anyway, though.
Yeah, we're probably gonna be like a 5th seed at best. We're probably a 5th seed.
We're watching the women game anyway, so it really don't even matter.
I'm just saying.
Unless we win the championship. Hey, while y'all bullshitting, the Final Four is down here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's in San Antonio.
Okay, all right.
So if Michigan makes it down here like they did last time, I went to the last one when they played Villanova.
Oh yeah, I remember you told me that. Yeah, that was.
I went to that one, yeah, and that was sick. I was sick.
I was sick too. That was a rough one.
Yeah, I like.
on TV. Neither do I. So Is there any before we sign off?
Yeah.
Is there any other topics or anything y'all want to bring? I'm not going to talk hockey. You know what? I'm not even going to talk hockey. I was, but I'm not even going to bother because we can push that to next.
I got one more. I got one more quick topic. I got one more quick one for y'all.
Go
I need to
ahead,
ask y'all. I forgot to ask y'all. Rookie of the year, real quick. Who y'all like rookie of the year?
For what? NBA?
NBA. Yeah. Who y'all like so far? Just give me a name. Anybody?
I have nothing.
I mean,
all right, I'm gonna throw one in. I'm gonna throw one in there for all of us. Steve, do we all agree Steven Castle should win it? Probably from San Antonio.
Yeah, probably. He's probably the most consistent. He's been the most consistent.
Most consistent.
I would say most consistent. Once he got on the floor. Yeah.
I mean, Alex Sarr was out there last night and balled the fuck out, dropped 34. But Alex Sarr has been hurt most of the season, though. That's the problem.
I don't have enough heard from him.
He was
hurt. I barely heard from the first overall pick from Atlanta. I barely heard from him.
Hey, that dude. I mean, you know what? I take back everything I said about him, man. He's solid. Who you talking about? Alex Sarr? Risha No, Risha or the number one that was number one pick.
Oh, Risha, yeah.
Oh, he's nice, dog. He's nice.
But he's been hurt. He's been hurt.
He's been hurt too.
Yeah, he's been hurt. All these rookies have been hurt.
Even my guy, Jacoby Walter, he's been hurt.
One game he dropped 30, and it was the most quietest, easy, smoothest 30 I've seen in my life. I didn't even go. I was like, Risha say that's his name. Look, you noticed he was doing a lot right, but you didn't notice he had 30. So then when you look at the box score, you see 36 and 7. You're like, whoa. And efficient scoring, like 9 of 14 shooting. You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh.
I know everyone's been ripping this draft class because everyone's like, "Oh, this is like the worst draft class ever" and stuff. But
Alex Sarr shoots 6 for 25 though. His shooting percentage is horrible.
Oh no!
Alex Sarr.
Listen, he's the thing with Alex Sarr. One, he's been hurt. Two, he's inconsistent as hell. You understand? Like he'll have like last night he drops 34. They beat the Nuggets. He dropped 34 points and won on a last second score by Jordan Poole. How I don't know. Anyway,
your boy.
I fucking hate Jordan Poole so much. Oh, I hate that child so much. But he doesn't play consistent like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll drop 34 one game, be out 2 games, come back and only score 6 the next game. So it's just like if he can keep it consistent.
It shoot like 3 for 16, something crazy like that, right?
Yeah, he's got to just get his efficiency going. I think he'll be fine.
Right.
Yeah. 7 foot.
That's another place if Cooper Flag go, we'll never see him again.
Oh, Washington?
Yeah. We'll never see him again. It'll be it. It'll be done. Unless he does what all great players do, put the team on the map. He could do that. If you're that good, right, Smooth, you put the team on the map. I mean, think about it. Cleveland. We didn't know nothing about Cleveland until LeBron James. I mean, we knew about Cleveland, but we weren't taking them seriously.
Yeah, I mean, even with the Raptors, it wasn't until Vince Carter came in. That's when
Vince Carter put Toronto on the map. You know what I'm saying?
That's all facts.
Like OKC with Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant and Westbrook.
Yeah, so. You know, but I don't know. I just want to see the Wizards get better too, man. There's some good people in that area, man. They deserve. That's why I'm glad the Commanders was good, man. They deserve having a team.
Commanders as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Go Capitals.
There's some good
Capitals.
like that.
Go Capitals.
That DMV area, man. I know some people out there. Some good people.
Whatever. NFL girl just talking all that shit because they're Capitals.
Go Capitals.
They're
Go
first
Alex
right now. My team lost. My team has lost 4 straight games, so my leads I can't even say shit right now. And the Blackhawks are
Connor Bernard, I don't even want to hear about him.
Nah, he's fine, bro. He's 19, man. He's fine, yo.
We
had to talk about that last week.
He needs to go learn how to play hockey and then come holler at me. Go back and learn how to play hockey.
You'll be fine, bro.
Don't do that, Vio. Vio had a great rookie. Don't do that, Vio.
We win.
Stop that. Stop.
Yo, y'all are rebuilding. It's okay,
exactly.
Bro.
And he had a great rookie season. It's his sophomore season. He had a sophomore slump.
He was the number one overall pick. We want LeBron seasons. We want
LeBron. See, that's
what did we talk about last week? Exactly. Sage, he's doing exactly what we said last week.
See, we're gonna get Smooth a hockey team. We're gonna get you a hockey team, Smooth.
if
I
you keep,
like the Capitals, man.
Hey,
What?
oh, there you go.
Hey, come on, there you
Now
go.
we got Capitals. We got 2 Capitals. Oh God, no. Lord.
But I'm not saying go Caps though. I mean, I ain't do that.
Oh, you're not doing that.
Oh,
You're
I
just
got
quietly cheering for your team. Okay.
Look, man,
Well,
you don't tell me to be patient about Connor Bernard when I see Patrick Kane, dog.
Listen, but that was in 2009, bro. Like that was a long time ago. And
You
listen,
don't even
Patrick Kane's a dog.
understand.
No, listen, Patrick Kane is one of the greatest
You'll
Blackhawks of
never
all
be
time.
better than Patrick. Do you know Patrick Kane is Chicago, dog?
Yo,
Patrick Kane can get anything in Chicago for
Yo,
free. You know
Bedard
that?
has been in the league 2 years though. Give it
Hey
time,
man,
dog.
hey
You
man,
got
look,
listen,
man. You
Yo,
got a
listen,
3-year window. You got a
Yo.
3-year window. You better work on it.
No,
You got a 3-year window.
Yo,
You got
Connor Bedard is like a
you
generational
got a
player.
year and a half to get this shit right.
Come on, Bill.
Other
You
than
can't do
that,
that, bro. I can't co-sign that, bro. You got to
yeah,
give
man,
him.
look, man, we win. We
But it's
won.
not. But bro, your team is not that good. You don't got much around him.
That's why he was the #1 overall pick. Duh.
Come on, Bill. You can't do that, man.
I mean, come on. It's not rocket science.
But you can't, bro. What do you?
Anyways, we're gonna leave
All
on that note. I ain't good. Hey, man,
It's all good. Don't worry. Hopefully, my Leafs will get. I don't know what my Leafs are doing because they can't stop a cold right now. They're just goaltending is just ass right now. So that's just whatever at this point.
So it was amazing. We finally got you on here, Vio.
It was amazing. I'm so glad you got on, bro.
Hopefully you come back next week.
I enjoyed it.
You better be on next week, Vio. We were expecting you next week.
Oh yeah, I'll be on if it's the same time.
Same time. We're same time. You know, you were late. It's okay. It happens.
We're not on CP time. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Man, I ain't even gonna lie. I was totally doing something I forgot.
You can't forget now. Sundays we're gonna be on because the people are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, just shoot me. I'll be on.
All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna sign off now. But thank you all for watching the lovely pod. Now we got everyone here. So again, we're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on YouTube. We have a Instagram page. So check us out. I'll be posting shorts on there so y'all can see it. If you want to listen to the full podcast, you can again go on Apple, you can go on Spotify. If you want to watch the video of us lovely people, you can go on YouTube and watch it there. So we're here. We're going to be back next week talking about a random amount of topics. So stay tuned. We're out. Peace. We're gone.
Peace out. Peace out.
That was fast.
All right. And